That's not how it works. No. Most children in the South eventually lose their... I'm not being a jerk. You guys just don't know what it's like to be a young Southern man reading a book and be like...
And now for something completely different.
I started a show full of fun and unintentional things. DaHoShow, streaming on YouTube for thee. DaHoShow, the courts have compelled me to warn you, it's me you will see. Streaming and gaming and talking and fussing. DaHoShow, it's free. Oh, say, I started a show full of fun and unintentional things. DaHoShow, streaming on YouTube for thee. DaHoShow, the courts have compelled me to warn you, it's me you will see. Streaming and gaming and talking and fussing. DaHoShow. It's free.
I hate it because I know when I hear that accent in a movie, I'm about to hear some ignorant stuff go down. Because that's somebody be like, oh, he's a rich Southerner. Give him that accent Kevin Spacey does in all his movies. What I hate about that accent is Hollywood has decided that that is a fancy accent. But I'm going to let you guys know that that is not how accents work. If you have an accent, you just have it. You can't just give it to rich people. You don't like screw in a monocle and be like, I can't stop talking like this now. I guess it just comes with the monocle. Who knew? It did not say on the box when I did it that it was gonna do this. Yeah, you'll be walking downtown in like Alabama. You're gonna see some guy in front of a gas station like, excuse me, sir, can I borrow $1 to go in here and buy some flaming hot Cheetos? I don't mean to be rude. I gotta take this call from my brother in the penitentiary. In the meantime, you can talk to my wife. We met down at the, gathering of the Juggalos. Just at a job interview, like, good sir, I would love to accept this position at Ladies Foot Locker, but I definitely cannot pass a drug test. Will that or will that not be a deal breaker? Well, all right, I will see myself out then. The best thing about Southern accents, if you look at the history of the Southern accent, there was a time when the southeastern part of the United States was colonized by the British. Those are our ancestors. How did we go from the fanciest accent on earth to the living banjo of an accent that we have today? How did we go from Duke of Edmonton to Dukes of Hazzard? I want to know. I need to know. If I know anything about the proud Southern people, I bet we did it intentionally. Yeah, out of spite for the British. We just heard we won the Revolutionary War. We had our guns in the air like, boom, 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 we're never talking like them losers again. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, boom. One of the generals is like, yeah, come here, your name's Cletus now, come here. Fill all our tea with sugar, Cletus. They'll write us letters, they'll be like, that's not tea, and we'll be like, it's sweet tea and it's all we drink now. You write them a letter. Take this down, Cletus. You tell them I said, why don't they go back to where we came from? That is either the smartest dumb joke you're ever gonna hear or the dumbest smart joke. Either way, by the end of it, it's only ever for about a fourth of you guys. And people go, why do you keep telling it? And I go, because I get to yell a lot. If you look it up, accents typically form within the first 6 months you're on Earth based on the people talking around you. And when I read that fact, I started cackling with laughter because, you know, somebody out there has faked a sweet exotic accent for half a year and ended up with a cool kid with an awesome accent. Somebody out there's done that. I'm not the smartest person I know, and I thought of it. Somebody's done that. I couldn't do it for 2 reasons. First one, perhaps maybe the biggest one, I don't have a kid. And I feel like I wouldn't be able to get one for 6 months enough to test this. And I feel like when they get him back, my excuse of like, I just tried to make him sound cool, why are you arresting me? Or whatever. I don't think that's gonna fly in a court of law. The other one is that I am very horrible at any non-Southern accent, and I really don't want to mess up my kid, right? I don't want my kid to come up to me at the age of 10, finally working up the nerve to ask his old man that question that's always been on his mind, you know? He comes tugging at my shirt sleeve. Father... why do I talk like this? Nobody else in the world talking like this but me, Father. I don't even know what I would say to him in that moment. I'd probably try to be honest with him and say something like, I figured you were gonna ask me eventually, but anyway, Daddy was going for Italian. I didn't really know anybody from Italy, though, so I kind of just went with Mario. I don't feel like that's setting him up for success, is my point. So I grew up outside of Atlanta, Georgia, Augusta, a couple hours outside of that. That's why it makes me laugh that everywhere that I can afford to live in Seattle, all of my friends that have lived there their entire lives warn me that those places are in the ghetto of Seattle, Washington. I know you guys aren't from there, but if you need to know, Seattle, Washington is made up of half Amazon employees, half liberal arts students. I don't even know what a ghetto would look like in a town that liberal and prosperous, right? Just a bunch of Mumford & Sons sitting on their front porch, wearing vests, drinking their handmade microbrewed 40 ounces. Smoking their fair trade crack cocaine out of a crack pipe they made out of recycled materials or whatever. Just threatening to stab you with their blacksmith forged artisanal shivs. Yelling at the top of their lungs, I got $40,000 in art school debt and nothing left to lose. Mugging you so they can afford Whole Food pomegranates or whatever. A bunch of dudes who look like me doing ironic drive-bys on their unicycles. Yeah, just dragging out their antique record players into the street where they listen to an LP of Notorious B.I.G. they heard about on NPR. I'm not afraid. If I hear a gunshot in my neighborhood, I'm just like, watch yourself, somebody didn't sort their recycling properly. And people get very upset about that in this town. Like, I'm sorry, you're not allowed to have both a ghetto in your neighborhood and also have 8 places you can take your dog to get a massage. Dog massage. I Googled it before I came out. 0 dog massage parlors in Provo. Yeah, you guys are too busy having common sense. Dog massage? Call me old-fashioned. I know I'm not from Seattle, but isn't that called petting your dog? What kind of a monster buys an animal, keeps it locked inside their home, and pays a stranger to love it for them? I feel at that point maybe just get a picture of a dog or watch a video of a dog. The internet is filthy with that. Dog massage. What are these rich people even talking about, right? How do they... What is a dog even doing that's stressing him out so bad he needs a massage therapist? Look at me. I could use a massage therapist. My dog does nothing all day. What are these conversations like? They're like, yeah, man, Fido just hasn't been the same since he slipped that disc in his back licking himself the other day. I know, mine just hasn't been handling these election results well, so... Some people might say $100 an hour is a lot of money to spend on an animal that eats its own poop, but I disagree. I have a dog that lives with me. It's not my dog, it's my roommate's dog. As far as I'm concerned, that is the worst way to have an animal in your home. Because if you think my roommate has trained this animal at all, you would be mistaken. All he does is chew up everything I love, pee everywhere. He bit me. I'm a prisoner in my own home. Send help. And I was reading online, they say that if you neuter a dog, that medically it's supposed to mellow him out, right? And I like to think even if that isn't true, if I get it done, maybe he'll learn his lesson. I'll take him to the vet myself, slip the vet some extra money, be like, hey, doc, give him the Lance Armstrong, just take one of them. And the doc will look at me and be like, why? And I'm like, because I still want him to have something left to lose. He goes to lift a leg up in my home, goes to bite me again. I'll just point to my silver necklace where I've gold-plated the thing I took. I'll look him dead in the eyes and be like, try me, you saw what happened last time. It is weird to think that people think I live in the ghetto. I live next to a hospital. I feel like it's kind of nice, right? I go over there and eat a lot. I'll eat in the hospital cafeteria. I'm not too fancy for that. I like eating there. You know what you don't have to do when you're eating in a hospital? Dress up and look nice. Somebody wants to judge me in my sweatpants, I'll be like, I am dying as far as you know. I will take my pudding cup to go. Funny I mentioned that. I've been eating there a lot, and I was telling my roommate that I think I'm like their favorite customer. And they were like, why? Why do you think that? I was like, well, I went there the other day. I had enough money for a sandwich, had a pudding cup, didn't have pudding cup money. They gave me the pudding cup. And they were like, so let me get this straight. You've been going to this cafeteria in a hospital every day for 3 weeks. And you think they like you because they gave you a free pudding cup. And I was like, yeah, that pretty much sums it up, yeah. And he's like, they probably assume you're dying. And I was like, like, that would make sense. She did hand it to me and say, you need this more than I do. I was like, I thought she just knew I was hungry and loved chocolate. I mean, either way, free pudding cup, right, brother? You know. I went to Hawaii recently on vacation. Make some noise if you ever been to Hawaii. Anybody here? I loved it. And I went to Hawaii on vacation. I'd never been. I went down to the beach, white sand beaches, and you could swim with sea turtles. Nobody told me that. It was beautiful. It was majestic. I honestly feel like it kind of changed my life. It was that beautiful. But there was the only thing that ruined it was that the government in Hawaii, anywhere that you could swim with sea turtles, has had to put up.
The holidays are in full swing, and you can feel the magic in the air.
Especially at T-Mobile.
What?
So he can't sue me. I told him, I don't know why y'all brought him back here. I had one for a second. Ain't easy, man. Ain't easy being in a relationship. Ain't easy being a parent. Think about it. The last easy time. Corey, this is the easiest time of your life. 15 years old. This is easy. Got nothing to do, go play some sports. Mama come pick you up because you can't walk home. It's only like half a block. Oh, I can't walk. I can't walk home from practice. How many times you call your mom, you can see her? Mom, you gonna come get me? I'm looking right at you. I'm looking right at you. Just walk. Follow my voice. Follow my voice. So hard.
I told him, I said, I don't even think I could slow that down if something went wrong. I said, the best I can do is try and talk you out of it. And I did. He went home. We actually left. We got something to eat. But the way your body turned... I went to get my teeth cleaned. I thought I was going to be in and out, a couple minutes, no problem. They wouldn't let me leave. First, the dentist and her physician's assistant, whatever they call them, their little henchwoman there. They come in with this tray of tools like I'm in a muffler shop. She's working in my mouth, poking and scraping and jabbing and sticking all these things in there. And then when she's done, she said, I noticed a little bleeding in your gums. Have you noticed any bleeding recently? I said, how recently do you mean? Because everything was fine when I came in. Before you started stabbing me in the face. That little ice pick. I have a tooth that's moving around, right up front. Here. That's what anybody here under 40 has that to look forward to. Just one day a random tooth says, oh, time to take a trip around your face. Right there. Dentist saw that. She said, I noticed you have a little crowding. That's what she called it, crowding. Like my face is a bus stop. Notice you have a little crowding. Have you ever thought about braces? Yeah, thought about them all the time. When I had them. When I was 12 years old. Well, you're gonna need braces again. Again? Twice in one lifetime? No. So I refuse to be balding and have a retainer at the same time. Braces. Ooh, do they come with some acne and a Def Leppard t-shirt so I can relive the 80s? Her next question, I thought she was messing with me. Straight face, the dentist said, do you grind your teeth when you're asleep? Ooh, I'll have to check the overnight tooth cam to see. So I grind my teeth. The dentist said I need a mouth guard. If you don't know what a mouth guard is, for a mere $800, they'll make a custom-fit orthodontic device the size of a horseshoe, which I will cram into my face every evening to keep me from chewing on myself. And won't that be a hit with the ladies? Oh, I'm so glad you could spend the night. Just give me one moment here. I don't know where this to keep on fighting myself. I'm gonna put on these other mitts too, so I don't claw your eyes out. If I have a bad dream. Well, see you at breakfast. What woman wants to wake up next to Hannibal Lecter? I said, I'm not spending $800 on a mouth guard. It would be cheaper to just put a wad of cash in my mouth every night. Gnaw on that. And then it occurred to me, I thought, I could probably find a better deal online. And I did. I went to Amazon. Instead of one mouth guard for $800, got a pack of 12, $3.45. Before I went to sleep, I put that flimsy mail-order mouth guard in my mouth. And I don't know if it worked, because when I woke up, it was gone. I don't know if I swallowed it. Maybe it's under the bed. I don't know and I don't care. I got 11 more to go, baby. Ha ha. Amazon Prime's free shipping. I'll put the whole box in my mouth. I don't care. I'm making money on this. So then the final insult, my dentist tells me I have acid reflux. My dentist? It turns out at night, while I'm asleep, the stomach acid refluxes. I guess first it fluxes and it thinks, oh, that was pretty cool. And then it refluxes over and over. Thanks to the acid reflux, I'm eroding my teeth from in back. But the good news is, with the grinding, I'm eroding my teeth from in front. So according to my dentist, within 2 years, I will have eaten and digested my entire head. And by the year 2025, just shoes with glasses. That's all that's left. I will have dissolved my entire body and slept through the whole thing. That to look forward to. It sounds, I know that young people here, they can't comprehend what I'm telling them, but it's the truth. Now listen, you look like you're on a field trip. How old are you, young man? 28. You got 2 years left to do anything interesting. You want to do anything crazy, you got to do it before you're 30. So if you want to do any bungee jumping or getting out of a chair too fast, you got to do that now. Okay? I hate you so much. I hate you so much. Young, we could cut your arm off, it would grow back like a starfish. You have no idea the power you have. Isn't it annoying? Anybody under 40 gives me their opinion, I say 2 words. You'll see. Someone in their 20s, I can barely hear what you're saying. I look at you and all I see are stem cells. I can just melt you down and inject you into my ankle. Oh, man. So I still get a lot of pressure from my family to settle down. I feel bad. My poor father took me aside. He said, your mother and I really want grandkids. And I said, well, then you better get cracking. But the guilt trip. Still, I went to visit my family, and my mother and father cornered me, yelling at me. I'm a grown man. The two of them freaking out. Joseph, you need a plan. You don't have any children. Who's going to take care of you when you get old? That's when it hit me. They think I'm going to take care of them. Yeah. Oh, now who needs a plan? Right? No. I'd like to have kids one day. But just for the one day. Because they're very annoying. Constant demands. Clothe me, feed me, let me sleep inside. When does it end? But some people have cool kids. This is so awesome. A friend of mine just had a baby. Kid's got an extra finger on one hand. I'm delighted. I'm so thrilled. And no one else wants to talk about it. Oh, it's a friend of the family, and I found out because my mother left a voice message, a strange message. Judy just had a beautiful baby girl. But it has 6 fingers on one hand. Don't say anything. Click. So I called back and I said, well, the finger's on the kid's hand, right? Yeah, of course. Well, not if the fingers come out of her forehead. We got some issues, right? Unless she has glasses, it's kind of convenient then. See, I look on the bright side. No offense to any unicorn people out here, but on the hand, it's much better to have that extra finger. So I went to see the baby, and when I walked in, people took me aside, and they said, just don't draw any attention to the extra finger. And I said, yeah, that's the only reason I'm here. You think I just come see people's babies? What are you, crazy? I'm delighted. I say get that kid a guitar. Think about it. That could be the next Eddie Van Halen right there. It's extra. It's bonus. You've never heard that before. Dun, 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 dun. You'll hear that and you think, well, we've heard dun, 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 dun before, but dun, 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 bow, that's a whole new sound. That's a hit record right there. Dun, 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 bow, bow. Keep in that. Bow, 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 bow. So I took those parents aside, and I said, listen, don't listen to these other people, okay? No one's going to make fun of your kid. It's a blessing to have that beautiful, healthy, that little 6-fingered freaky baby there. That is a gift, okay? That is good luck, and I'll tell you why. Because that kid's going to win every argument that starts with, first of all. Because you don't know, she's got one in the chamber. She's got an extra. She's got reinforcements, okay? So you'll make your big discussion and your argument and your point, you think you got all wrapped up, and then suddenly, out of nowhere, she hits you with, and in conclusion, I think you win again, 6-fingered baby. You guys have been a delight. My name is Joe DeVito. Thank you so much.
You for driving safe and driving less.
Okay, what message did you hear this time? Safe drivers can save using Snapshot.
What's Snapshot?
What the commercial was about.
I tune commercials out.
Yeah, me too. They're always like, blah, blah, blah.
Tell me about it. I'm going to a silent retreat next weekend.
My niece got kicked out of one of those.
For talking?
Grand larceny.
How about we get back to the savings?
Yeah. Yes, I would like to talk about that.
Okay.
I found her. I challenged her.
I promoted her.
I mentored her.
I just retired.
I'm getting his office.
Deliver winning employee experiences together. Human Experience Management from SAP.
eHarmony, Match.com, Tender.com. I'm looking at a website the other day. I could not believe this. You guys may have seen it. WhereBlackPeopleMeet.com. Yeah, I dialed it up. Yeah, it was a prison.
In like firemen's uniforms, you know. Male strippers because they're always in policemen's uniforms, firemen's, because they say that women like a man in uniform. It's not about the uniform, okay? We like men with jobs. You will never see a male stripper come out with pajama pants on, holding a video game controller and a Pop-Tart.
Going on. Because I had that boyfriend, but then I also had like a best friend. You guys know what I'm talking about? Like a best friend? Yeah. You know what I'm talking about? Like, you know how you're like have a friend, and you guys are like such good friends with that person? You know how like sometimes you're a person and then you have like a person that you have so much friendship with them? It's like they're a girl, you guys are girls, and you're in high school and you have such a huge amount of friendship with each other that sometimes you put on your boyfriend's football uniform and then you convince her to put on her boyfriend's football uniform and then you tackle each other. Just for friendship. Yeah, I had that kind of best friend too. Cool.
Yes, it has a full tank. Yes, full. Okay, well, I'll buy him another one. That's why God made toy stores. And yes, the one with the yellow hair. I know what I'm doing. Honey, I'm literally walking into my 1-hour comedy special right now. Can we? Yeah, yes. Yes. It's not gonna, no. I'll just put new batteries in it. Just change it from the TV. Okay, all right. Yes, and, oh, I love you. Okay, bye. God! Okay. Oh, every time.
That's how it was with Michael's marriage. Whenever something positive would happen in his career, something equally negative would happen with his wife.
Really? So that's how it's gonna go? A little fight with the wife and a little voiceover? No. No voiceover. Just let me do my show, okay?
It was also very important for Michael to focus before taking the stage.
Shut up!
He could be curt, even bitter.
Dude! Can you not talk?
I apologize.
Thank you.
You sing it! I'm messing around. I'm fooling around. Don't. There are no words. That's a song called Public Domain. How is everybody doing? Good. Yes. That's right. I'm in a good mood. Thank you for coming out. I mean that. Thank you for coming out. If you guys don't come out, I don't do a show. And so I'm doing a show. It's great. Yeah, I've been married for 7 years. We have a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old. And I'm out of the house. They don't know where I am. Yeah, I'm like, we need milk. I'll be back. Kapow! Gone. Who knows? I should warn you, up front, there's gonna be cussing in my routine. Yeah. Ooh, sorry. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, because I don't cuss in front of my children. So when I get into a room full of grown-ups, I'm, I let them fly. I don't cuss in front of my children. I don't think any good parent does cuss in front of their kids. I know, I don't want my kids to be cussers. I don't want to drop them off at preschool and have them go, I don't want to finger paint. That would not be cool. That would not be cool at all. And yeah, and as a parent, if you have kids, you will hurt yourself bad, right? But not cuss in front of the kids. The other day, I'm walking through my living room, just, not paying attention. Bum, ba-da-dun-dun-dun, pa! Yeah, pinky toe, right on the coffee table leg. Oh my God. And you know what? And I hate the pinky toe. That is a toe, right? Do you need that toe? You don't. You could chop that toe off and you're like, yeah, my shoes fit better. I can run, I'm fast. Oh, yeah.
You don't need it. It's a troublemaker toe, and it's an ugly toe. Nobody has a sexy pinky toe. You're like, yeah, I gotta get that toe. No, that's an ugly toe. And its nails all jacked up, pointing up the wrong way. What is that? It's like a hat. Like, I'm a gangsta toe. You don't need it. The big toe, you need the big toe. You're on the phone and you drop a pen and the big toe's like, I got it. Bang, ting! You know? He works like a thumb. He's grabbing stuff, he's pinching it. You wanna wear flip-flops? Talk to me, I'm the big toe. Your pinky toe doesn't do anything. It's a piece of crap toe. All it does is get banged on crap and hooked on Afghans. And yeah. And let the record show, I hate Afghans. That's a piece of blanket. You know who makes Afghans? Terrorists. That's who makes Afghans. Seriously, who makes a friggin' blanket full of holes? That's horse. You know, you're like, I'm cold. Oh, here's an Afghan. Well, now I'm still cold and I'm wearing yarn. This is not right. Your grandma made it. Why didn't she finish it? She loves me so much. I hate the pinky toe. I banged oh my God, it hurt. Walking through, not paying attention, bah! Just snagged it, made a noise, you know, like somebody stepped on a Frito, and I'm just like, mother! And then my kids are right there, so I can't say it, right? In my head, I'm just screaming and cursing and cursing. My kids are playing Hot Wheels, looking at me, and I'm just, ah! You ever hurt yourself so bad that you're reaching for stuff that isn't even there? That's how bad I was hurt. I was like, ah! Like I'm gonna find the cure. And you're like, oh God, there it is, sweet Jesus, put that on my toe. Why did you put it there, Lord? I didn't need it up there. So now I gotta say something, and I'm hurt. I'm just hurting so bad. So now all I can think of to say is what my kids say, you know, when they get hurt. So I'm just, oochie, owie, oochie, owie, oh, owie. Daddy's got an owie kabowie, yes. That is an owie kabigabowie. That's right, that's the bone. You can see that, can't you? You're a smart little boy. You'll be a doctor someday. Let's call 911 before Daddy passes out. Who do I hate? Pinky toe people. Terrorists. Yeah. I hate old married people. Those are the worst. Yeah, marriage is hard, you guys. Marriage is very hard. And if you've been married for like a year and you're like, Todd and I love each other and we Eskimo kiss and snuggle rub and hold hands and soul gaze, you shut the hell up. I hate you. Yeah, I'll kick you right in the throat. The first year of marriage, that's you don't know. The first year of marriage, that's like apple pie, right? That's like the apple pie. Yeah, I love apple pie. And I can eat a lot of apple pie. But after 7 years of apple pie, apple pie, apple pie, apple pie, I want to an Asian girl now. I'm just being honest, that's all. There will be a sign-up sheet on the way out. Maybe you're just a cute girl who squints, that's fine with me. Yeah, first year of marriage. The old married couples are the worst. Old married couples are the worst because they'll lie right to your face. You know, they're like, I've been married to this little lady for 57 years, and I love her more today than the day I met her when Abraham Lincoln was president. You're like, shut up, you old liar. Yeah, you know there was a night like 4 years in, he wanted to smother her head with a pillow. Because she had a nose booger whistling in her sleep, keeping him up on. Yeah. She's sleeping, he's like lying in the dark, listening to her nose whistler go off. Message from Starfleet. Captain's on the bridge. And after a while, you just snap and just start picking it. Get out of there, get out of your face. Are you picking my nose? Yes, I am. There's a pie plate stuck in there. It gets disgusting after a while. My wife just decided that it's okay to fart in front of me. And yeah, it is not. That is unacceptable behavior. and nothing that you just start after 7 years of marriage. She never used to do it. Now all of a sudden it's like, sorry. Sorry. It just started one day. We're going over the bills. She's like, I don't think this cable bill's right. We shouldn't have to pay for Showtime because I didn't order Showtime. You just crossed the line, honey. She's my petite little flower. That's how she's supposed to stay, a petite little flower, right? She's not allowed to blossom into some trucker 7 years in. Sorry. Sorry is not an air freshener, ladies. And that's not your prize for staying married for 7 years. Just hang in 7 years, then just poot whenever you want. He's not going anywhere. He's got a ring on. Yeah, that's my advice, man. If you're thinking about getting married, don't wear the wedding ring. Seriously, don't. This is not just a ring of gold in a circle that symbolizes the eternity and the promise you made, and now Jesus is watching, so you can't go anywhere. This is it's a global tracking system. It's a lie detector test. It's a jacked up version of OnStar. I don't know how it works, but it works. I'm pretty sure it's magic. We had to spend forever looking for our rings, you know? My wife's like, they're not in here. We gotta go. We gotta find another place. I'm not gonna find them in here. We gotta go. I'm like, how do you know? And she's like, it'll sing to me. The ring will sing, and my soul will hear it and sing back, and it'll be a blessed union. And what? When did you turn into Harry Potter, honey? What the hell's going on? But my ring is definitely magic. I swear, mine has so much, it has so much magic in it. I'm pretty sure my wife, when we bought the ring, she took them home and put them on the counter and then turned off all the lights and lit a bunch of candles and killed a goat and sprayed blood around in a pattern and then started speaking in backwards Latin. You know, Istus Dominus, Hastus Istus Sifus. No more. Put it on. Put it on, boy. My ring has so much magic in it. My ring works like the ring from Lord of the Rings. I'm not kidding. I put mine on and bloop, I'm invisible to hot chicks. It's like I'm not even in the room. And they're all like, Mr. Frodo, where did he go? He was here a moment ago and I was going to him right proper. Drop it low. Drop it low.
Enjoy the gift of being together. The Binax Now COVID-19 antigen self-test has the same technology used by doctors and detects multiple variants. So in just 15 minutes, you can test, know, and go. Available in stores and online.
Medusa vivía con una maldición espantosa. Es que eso de convertir a la gente en piedra es muy mala onda, ¿no? Así que pidió anteojos de sol con Prime. Entrega en un día. ¡Qué astuta! La gente se dio cuenta de que cuando la conoces es muy graciosa. Ya quisiera. Bueno, se lo buscó. Prime lo cambia todo.
So, today, how about making it all yours? Anything is possible. And being perfect doesn't matter. Just doing something new is enough. Because after all, isn't that what it's all about?
I am Shatan.
My name is Leonardo.
My name is Alyssa. I was working 2 jobs, making minimum wage.
The difference was huge, making $15 instead of 10-something.
I have dental insurance, visual insurance, life insurance.
Amazon employees earn at least $15 an hour, and we pay more where the cost of living is higher. We provide health care on day 1 and offer up to 20 weeks fully paid family leave. We'll keep doing a better job for our employees, whether they're here for a season or a career.
And when I'm wearing the ring, my life is ruled by this evil eye that sees everything I do and must be obeyed. and I can't make a decision by myself, right? I'll be in the car, you know, alone, just like, let's go to the strip club and look at the naked ladies. No, we mustn't do that. We mustn't do that. But we likes the breastises in our faces, we do. A big one, slappity, bappity, bappity, slappity. No, she'll find out. She'll see us. She'll know. She'll smell the baby powder. Home. Yeah. My wife's always saying, you've changed. You've changed. And yeah, everybody's changed. Mm-hmm. The ring changes you, right? Changes everything. I know as soon as she put on hers, she developed TMJ. Yeah, that whole no more blast, for real. As soon as a woman puts on a ring, she develops TMJ. TMJ is the fake jaw disease that women invented to stop guys. Yeah, women rule the planet, and twice a year, I'm sorry, ladies, I'm outing you. Twice a year, you have secret meetings on how to effectively rule the planet. And a couple years ago, at the meeting, the woman was like, okay, ladies, we have an agenda. We need a way to stop. Who's got any ideas? Yes, Bernice. TMJ, fake jaw disease. Awesome! Give her a Louis Vuitton bag. She's the new treasurer. It's great that you have an excuse, because now, oh, my wife got it right away. Right after she put on the rings. Oh, something's wrong. Oh. So now she's like, I wish I could, I wish I could, but my jaw, I can't, I can't. There's a doctor's note. He signed it and everything. You can look at it. Yeah, I miss it. I'd do it right now. But TMJ, what are you gonna do? Yeah, don't wear the ring. You've changed. The ring changes everything, man. You get married. We don't fight, right? My wife and I are going to counseling to learn how to fight. Can you believe that? I'm not kidding. To learn how to fight, to learn how to argue. We used to argue great. When you're just dating somebody, you argue fine. You know? When you're just dating a girl and your girlfriend says something crazy and she's you don't give a you tee off. Pow, digga, bang, digga, bigga, bigga, whack. It's like, I hate you. You're an I'm leaving and you're so bitch. You're like, come back. I love you. And once you put the ring on, man, oh, that's it. That's it. We don't fight right at all, you know? My wife, your wife will say some crazy stuff. Really, truly insane. And your brain will be like, ooh, say this, say this. You shut the hell up. Your birthday's right around the corner. But this'll prove our point. She's out of her mind. You shut the hell up. The and I voted. It's 3-1. Be quiet. Talk to the ring. He'll explain everything. So you take that thing you were gonna say and you put it in a big room with all the other stuff that you've never said, right? And that's what I'm doing tonight. I'm cleaning out that room. Yeah, you gotta constantly clean out that room and make room for new stuff, or that place will overflow. And you won't be in charge, and it'll just come out. You'll be in Target one day. She'll be like, what about these lamps? Don't you think these would be nice about the sofa table? I think you're a selfish. What the hell? I'm so sorry. Those are awesome lamps. So you gotta clean out that room. That's why you see old guys talking themselves at the mall. That's what they're doing. They're cleaning out their rooms. You think they want to sit there by the fountain holding your purse looking like half an idiot? No, they're waiting for you to walk away so they can empty out their room, huh? Maybe it's not the pants, Gladys. Maybe you got a fat ass. You ever think about that? Why don't you get on that treadmill you had to have 5 years ago you never set foot on? Dumb. Oh, she's coming back. Hey, there's your purse. I've been waiting. Let's go to Applebee's. I love Applebee's. Let's get some chicken fingers. Yeah, we don't fight good. We got to learn how to fight. We have married couple friends. That's another thing. That blows. Yeah.
Where are we gonna go? Let's go out. Let's use a coupon. We'll ride in the same car. And their marriage is perfect, which is what I hate. Yeah, I hate them. Look, Paul and Dana. And their marriage is perfect and it blows, right? They have makeup sex. Yeah, they have it makes me angry. And they tell me about it. That's the best. Yeah, Paul's like, yeah, we had a big fight the other night, man. And I was saying a lot of crap, and she was yelling at me, and I was yelling back, and then she's like crying. I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. And then I'm hugging her, and the next thing I know, my hands are in her pants, and it's just down. Yeah, makeup sex. I've never had makeup sex. I've had go to sleep confused. I've had that a lot, especially right after one of my wife's state of the relationship addresses. Don't you love that one? The state of the relationship address. It's the fight that never ends, you dumb son of a bitch. You just gotta stand there and take it. Seriously, you don't know how the fight starts. It's beyond you. It's beyond a fight. You know? You're just like walking through the jungle one day. Everything's fine. And it's like click, like you stepped on a landmine in Vietnam. You know, like click, holy crap, I'm in the middle of it, aren't I? I gotta get out of here. You're like, don't move, man, you'll blow up, you'll kill us all. It is the state of the relationship address, the fight that doesn't end. It always just changes topics. You can't figure it out. You're like, I'm sorry about that. What was that? I don't know, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. The other day, I'm making toast, and I put the bread in, put the slot down, and my wife's like, you're not doing that right. I'm like, how do you mess up toast? Honestly, really, how do you not do that right? And then she's like, how come my opinion never matters? Bang, and they're off! All of a sudden, it's, why didn't you buy me a blue dress? I look good in a blue dress, you bought me a red dress. Holy crap, why didn't you tell me my mom called? I gotta write down that phone number. I don't have my mom's phone. The visa people called again, and you're just like, holy shit, there's too many issues in here. I'm surrounded. Charlie's in the jungle. I can hear him talking. I don't stand a chance. Holy shit. That's when she hits you with, what did I just say? I don't know. I was in Vietnam. I know this. I'm sorry. And I will never do that shit again. Because that is wrong, and I should treat you better, and you are my princess. And I love you. And that doesn't work. Because it's the state of the relationship address. It ends when she says so. Now it's 1 o'clock in the morning, and you can't believe she's still talking. She's like, and you're like, oh my God, just let it end, let it be over. And then finally, hours later, she's coming to the conclusion. She's trying to tell you something. She's trying to tell you what she's been fighting about this whole time, what it's really about. But she's trying to talk and not cry at the same time, making those ridiculous trying not to cry noises. You gotta know. Like, is there a buffalo having a seizure in the kitchen?
Drop it low. Drop it low.
Napoleón nació y se educó para conquistar, pero ya estaba un poco cansado, ¿sabes? Mientras veía Prime Video, se dio cuenta de que debía seguir sus sueños y pidió un micrófono con entrega al día siguiente en Prime. Ahora, solo le importaba conquistar a su público.
Tout le monde peut me voir derrière. Ok, je me lève.
Prime lo cambia todo.
This season, don't be intimidated by winter. Be inspired by it. Take the cold head-on in one of Kia's undeniably capable SUVs or sporty sedans from the brand ranked #1 in dependability by J.D. Power. We've got new vehicles arriving weekly, so take the one home that's right for you. Command the season in one of our reliable cold conquering models. Get 1.9% APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of select models.
So, today, how about making it all yours? Anything is possible, and being perfect doesn't matter. Just doing something new is enough. Because after all, isn't that what it's all about?
Amazon employees earn at least $15 an hour, but $15 is just the start. That's why we provide healthcare on day one. We'll keep doing a better job for our employees, whether they're here for a season or a career.
You know, I write all my own material.
Then finally she gets to it, you know? It all comes out. She goes, I guess it all comes down to 2 years ago in the mall. And you didn't hold my hand. Then I said something you should never ever say in a fight. Are you me? Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. Are you kidding me? Really? No, that's the wrong. Put that in the vault. That goes in the room with all the other stuff. Here's something else you should never do. Never call your girl crazy. Yeah. Have you ever made that mistake? Call a girl crazy. Don't. That's the one word in the English language that works like magic on a woman and turns her into the thing you just called her. Right? I've tried other words, they don't work. Hey, you slut, that doesn't. You dirty come here. That, nope. Never works. But you call them crazy, they snap on you. Are you crazy? I'll show you crazy. I will throw chicken wings all over TGI Friday. Can we just get the check? She's losing her mind over here. I'm freaking right the hell out. You've changed. You've changed. Some of them are good. Some of the changes are awesome, you know? Like, I don't smoke pot anymore. That's a change. Yeah, I quit smoking pot on our honeymoon because it ruined it. And I thought that was gonna be the end of the marriage right there. Yeah, my wife and we went to Jamaica for our honeymoon. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know. How do you not smoke pot in Jamaica? And she's like, my wife, she doesn't drink, she doesn't smoke, nothing. She's just an angel sent from heaven to make my life a living hell. And previously, I enjoyed the marijuana. I used to, right? But the effects change over time. If you can still smoke pot and have a good time, I salute you, Captain. I just can't do it, right? When I used to smoke, you'd have this giggle fit, this laughing fest. You're just making noises that no one but a dolphin could understand, you know? Laughing so hard. And at SeaWorld, all the dolphins are like, what the hell's going on? We're busting out tonight. Tell Shamu, it's on, it's on. And then, after the giggle fit, you get hungry, right? You get hungry, like, man, food sounds awesome. I love food. And then you get paranoid. You're like, I'm not leaving the house for food because the police are out there and I don't want to go to jail. I'll just eat macaroni and cheese. I love macaroni and cheese. Hung on, hung on, hung on. Why is it so crunchy? You didn't cook it. You're an idiot. It's a circle. Around and around and around. And after a while, the older I got, I'd start smoking pot, and that giggle fit and the hunger would just go away. It would, boom, paranoia. And then we went to Jamaica on our honeymoon. My wife's like, don't smoke pot, okay? And I'm like, lying. Okay, I won't. So one morning, we get up early and we go to the nude beach, right? Now, yeah, if you've never been to a nude beach, go. It's awesome. And you're like, I have body issues, and I don't think, no, go. Because, yeah, you'll see the people who are already out there, you know? nude beach. You're like, oh, screw this. I'm a piece of ass. Yeah, Mr. Pitt has arrived, Angelina. So we're on the nude beach, and it's great. It's fantastic. And we're just lying there, and my wife's looking super fine. And this kid, this little Jamaican kid in a canoe, he's got to be like 8, comes out in the ocean, and he's waving to us, hey, Mon, hey, Mon. And I'm like, hey, Mon. And my wife's like, don't buy drugs from him. I want to talk to him. Not every Jamaican kid's a drug dealer, honey. You're a racist. Like, just don't buy drugs from him. I'm like, all right. So I swim out to the kid, and just to talk, and he's like, hey, man, do your party? And I'm like, I do today. Let's keep our voices down, shall we? He's like, I got cocaine, I got ecstasy, I got magic mushrooms, I got LSD. I'm like, holy crap, how big is your canoe? That is an entrepreneur right there. That kid gets up at the crack of dawn. Mama, I'm gonna load a canoe with every drug I can find on the island. I'll sell it in the open ocean. I'll be home by dinner time. Da-da-da-da-da. So I tell the kid, I just want some pot. And he's like, how much? And I'm like, $5 worth. Like I'm at a gas station in America. I'll take 5 on 4. So the kid's smart, right? He's like, I need to see the money first. I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. So I swim back to the towel. I get $5 from my wife. She's like, what are you buying? What are you getting? I'm like, I'm just gonna give the kid $5. He's down on his luck. So I swim back to him. Naked, swim back to him and hand him $5. Now, I'll tell you something, people. The American dollar is strong in Jamaica. I handed him $5 expecting like a little sandwich bag with $5 worth of weed in it. Something I could hide on my naked body, you know. And I gave this kid $5 and he handed me a bale of marijuana. I had never seen this much pot before in my life. And now I gotta swim with one less hand and keep this dry, right? And it's gorgeous, it's beautiful. And I'm like, oh. So now you can't hide this. You swim back to your towel, everybody's looking at you. You're like, yeah, look at that. That's $5 right there. That is look at that. That's a lot, isn't it? That's a lot. He's right there. He's got everything. He's got LSD, cocaine. My wife's just staring at me. Oh, she's happy. She's like, are you gonna smoke all that? I'm like, can I help you? Not in my life could I smoke all this. Holy crap. So some other kid comes over, he rescues me, right? He's like, hey, Mon, do you need help? I'm like, yeah, could you like roll me a joint or something? And he's like, yeah, I'll hook you up. So he takes the weed and leaves. And then he comes back. And once again, I'm expecting like a little American, you know, like in college, little pin joint, whatever. He rolled me a Jamaican death joint. I swear to God, it looked like a traffic cone. I'm not kidding. It was big and fat at the bottom and small at the top. Said I killed Bob Marley up the side of it. I took it back to the room, took one hit, bam, straight to paranoia. No fun at all. My brain's like, you are way too high. My heart's like, thumpity, 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 thumpity. Oh, I gotta air out the room. Someone's gonna be there. They can all smell it. Holy shit, lock the door, lock the door. Then there's a knock. Oh, it's the police. Hide me, hide me. I'm a lamp, I'm a lamp, I'm a lamp. It was my wife. She was still, is this how it's gonna be? Is this how it's gonna be? Things are gonna have to change. And I've been changing ever since. Don't be surprised. You've changed. You've changed me, honey. Stop it. We got home from our honeymoon. We were in Ohio at the time. That's where I'm from, Ohio. Yeah. Woo! Go Bucks. Yeah. It's like two girls in the back just saw a turd. Ew, ew! Ew, it's moving, it's moving!
We will divide our forces.
That's great that college grosses you out that much. Ew, ew, books, close them, don't read, stop. My wife is from Texas, and we were living together. And we got married in Ohio, and then we moved out here. She does not like California at all. She doesn't. She's used to Texas, you know, flat, being windy. And she's like, there's too much stuff that can go wrong. I don't like it out here. There's too much that can go wrong in California. I don't like it. And now I think she's right. Yeah, because we just had that earthquake, and oh man, I miss Ohio. I do. I miss Ohio. In Ohio, they have predictable things, right? If a tornado's coming, you worry about the tornado. They come on TV and they warn you. The National Weather Service has determined your is about to die. Get in the basement now, loser. And if you don't have a basement, well, tell God we said hey.
If you're the pillars of creation assembled, we finally have the power to cut the demons off from our world. Gul'dan came, and so shall the Legion. Gul'dan was merely their pawn.
From Washington, D.C., you've seen him at Live at Gotham. Please give it up for Matt Bergman!
Wow! You just put a lot of pressure on me right now. That's so nice of you. This is my first time ever in Utah, so it's been, it's really been incredible. Everyone's been so nice. It's scary. It's almost like if Canada became a state. That's how I describe what's happening here. It's wonderful. Very nice. I've been performing in Canada a lot lately. Wonderful people up there. They do have stereotypes about Americans. I'm not sure if you know that or not. They think we're dumb.
Everything we have done
I'm not sure if
has
they're watching
been
our
by
news.
your design. And all we have to show for it.
But I'm very nervous when I go up there. I don't want to be the stereotype. I'm extra cautious, and I just fall so short every time. Here's what you need to know about me. I only speak English. I would love to speak other languages, and sometimes my brain's like, probably can. And that's not a good idea. I'm not sure if you guys have been to Canada before. Last time I went through customs, and they do what they always do at the border. They go, hello, bonjour. And this particular day, I just went, bonjour. And then they spoke a language that I assume was French. I don't know what they started saying. I just had to stop and go, ma'am, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to speak French. And she's like, why do you say bonjour? Can we just start over again? Is that possible? I don't know. Is there a French word for mulligan? What do they call that right about now? That's Lee Mulligan? I don't know. Lee sounds right. I just see constant approval from strangers. That's why I'm talking to you right now. I do. I want people to know that I'm trying to be a good person. And I triple thank you waved to someone the other day. You ever done that before? As in traffic, some guy was nice enough to let me merge over. So I do what I hope we all do. I do that little thank you wave in the rearview mirror. And he didn't do the universal, like, hey, you're welcome. He seemed like a great guy. He did that back to me. So I was like, well, that's a little weird, but probably he's checking his cell phone. That's probably what's going on. We're all guilty of that, but I don't want him to think that I wasn't appreciative of what just happened. So I did another thank you wave again in the rearview mirror. And still nothing. I was like, dude, what is his problem? What is going on? I go, Matt, calm it down. The sun is starting to set right now. The glare is probably in his eyes. He can't see how great of a person you are. So then I actually rolled down my window. I did a little thank you wave again. And then I looked back to see him mouth the words, okay. I'm like, all right. I didn't know if you saw it or not. You let me do that 3 times, huh? You let me do that 3 times. That's kind of on you at this point. I'm really bad at handshakes, too. I need to mention that. Terrible at handshakes. I don't know what's happening with me. I have like a 30% success rate when it comes to handshakes. Is anyone else really bad? Like, if you don't do business, I don't know what you're about to do. I'll make it weird. That's a Bergman guarantee. I had one a few months ago. This guy came up to me at a show. Really nice guy, big guy, though. He comes up, he's like, hey, man, great stuff. And he goes in, he goes like that. Which you guys all see what that. I'm like, that's business. I got that. That's an easy one. It wasn't. What he wanted to do was, like, you've seen it before. It's like the smack with, like, the finger grab, the in for the half hug. the pat on the back. You guys know what I'm talking about? Oh, I was not ready for any of that. And people were watching. I was like, hey, what's up, man? So I'm like, that. Like, he did his thing. I did my thing. We just, like, fumbled around for a little bit. And I just started tickling the palm of his hand, right? Just tickle away. And then he went for the half hug, which happened so quickly, all I could do, I just gently put my head...
I need to target something first. It's too far away.
Onto his pectoral muscle. I think I went limp for...
I don't have a target. I need a target.
And that is a happy, happy movement.
Okay.
You're like, oh, hey! I told you so! And why does my wiener suddenly have a French accent? Because of his little red beret. Too much? You guys pull back on that one. You're like, yeah, we like it. Oh no, pull out of that. That's too much. No French hat jokes. Turn, turn, turn. We don't sleep naked anymore. A woman can't sleep naked once she gets married. Once a woman gets married and she puts a ring on, it sends a chemical message to her body. True fact. That she's cold. Freezing cold. As soon as the sun goes down, all of a sudden, it's like, oh my God, check the thermostat. What the hell's going on? Yeah, she doesn't sleep naked anymore. She's wearing flannels and hoodies and sweaters and gloves and booties that you fill with lotion before you go to bed. Have you seen these things? I swear to God, she's walking around the house. Wearing these boots that you fill with lotion. What the hell? She's like, they're for my feet. Don't make fun of me. Do not make fun of me. How do I not? How do I not? They're for my feet. Oh, how jacked up are your feet if you're soaking them overnight in lotion boots? Holy crap. Are you growing hooves? You need a fucking witch doctor. A specialist of some kind. So we had gotten married, and we're living out in California. We're living out here, and I'm still sleeping naked, right? Because I'm a romantic, and I want to keep hope alive. And she's suiting up for work. We're lying in bed one night, getting ready to go to sleep. Earthquake. My wife's like, "Earthquake, go!" Kapow! She's gone, and my world just goes slow motion. I'm just like, holy shit.
Champion.
My pants are over there. And the door is over there. Screw it, I want to live. They can all see my wiener, I don't give a damn.
Woo! That's an awkward way to meet your neighbors. Hi, Mike Loftus. Yeah, we just moved in. Crazy, isn't it? Yeah, great. I never had one before. Yeah. So then we got a cat. We bought a cat. Yeah, as an earthquake detection device. Don't you always see these people on the news after an earthquake talking about how their cat saved their life by warning them, you know? It's always some stoner down in Long Beach, you know? Like, yeah, I had no idea it was gonna happen. And then Mr. Whiskers came in, and his tail was all pa-plow. And I'm like, whoa, what's up? He was like, meow, 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 meow. And I'm like, no way. And he was like, oh, meow, meow, meow. We got to go meow. My cat saved my life. So we got a cat, and our cat didn't know anything about earthquakes. Not a good cat, as it turns out, overall. I didn't like the cat. The cat loved me, and that made it awkward. You know, cat wanted to sleep on me all the time. Little cat head right there. Just yeah, waiting for me to fall asleep so she could suck out my soul and sell it to the devil and get new lives. Look that up on Snopes. That is for real. I need to target something first. So one night, we're you know, hunkered in, the cat's all happy. And an earthquake hit. No warning. The cat looked at me like, what the hell was that? You know? And I'm like, earthquake, go! And the cat's like, meow, meow! And she just, these back claws came out like track shoes. She just ripped up my left. It hurt like hell. Yeah. And you know it's gonna get infected because those are her turd burying feet right there. Not the cleanest claw on the cat. That's when I was happy that she was not a good cat. She was not. The reason you get a house cat is because a house cat will poop in a box of sand and then bury it, you know, and be like, hey, I just in that box. I buried it. It's cool. No one knows. My cat didn't work like that. My cat was horrified. My cat would have a bowel movement, drop a deuce, whatever you want to call it, and just be like, oh, God, there's poop in the box. Mike, come here. Look at this. Someone, yeah, in the box. They pooped in the box. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Drop it low. Drop it low.
Top and bottom, there's nothing saved.
We're pulling every single bit of sheetrock and every belonging that these homeowners ever owned.
We lost the necessities, things like that we need to live.
The energy volunteer shift is amazing. They are always answering the call.
We give them hope, and we give them the energy to keep forging ahead.
Napoleón nació y se educó para conquistar, pero ya estaba un poco cansado, ¿sabes? Mientras veía Prime Video, se dio cuenta de que debía seguir sus sueños y pidió un micrófono con entrega al día siguiente en Prime. Ahora, solo le importaba conquistar a su público.
Tout le monde peut me voir derrière. Ok, je me lève.
Prime lo cambia todo.
Enjoy the gift of being together. The Binax Now COVID-19 antigen self-test has the same technology used by doctors and detects multiple variants. So in just 15 minutes, you can test, know, and go. Available in stores and online. Enjoy the gift of being together. The Binax Now COVID-19 antigen self-test has the same technology used by doctors and detects multiple variants. So in just 15 minutes, you can test, know, and go. Available in stores and online.
Could you bury that for me? No, because I can, I can smell it, and I'm gonna be sick. Isn't that the best noise on the planet? When you hear that? Oh, that'd wake me up out of a coma. Seriously, if I'm ever seriously hurt and I'm in a hospital hooked up to life support, and you come to my room and there's a woman there like, we should unplug him, that's what we want. That's my wife. Screw her. Do not listen to her. You bring in a cat and have that cat start going, I will pop up. Who's the president? Who won? How'd it work out? Yeah. I wanted to get the cat, I wanted to get her fixed. Yeah, I wanted to get her declawed, and I wanted to get her fixed. I wanted a little snippety snoo on the snooty poo. And my wife wouldn't let me do it. She wouldn't let me get the cat fixed. And she goes, maybe she'll want a family someday. I'm not kidding. Maybe she'll want a family someday. And yeah, I've been wearing my ring just long enough where that made perfect sense to me. I'm like, yeah, maybe she'll want a family someday. Her cat body, her cat choice. So we didn't get the cat fixed, and you know what happens next? If you don't get your cat fixed, they go into heat, and that's not funny at all, right? It's hysterical when it's the neighbor cat down the road, you know? She's meow, meow, meow. You're like, whoa, somebody's horny as hell. They're gonna get laid tonight, you lucky bastard. Yeah, your cat goes into heat, your cat in your house, it's scary as all hell. They're looking at you like it's your fault. Just meow, meow, wow, 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 wow. She's got to be getting tired by now. That can't keep. Wow, wow. That's when they hit that low tone and they're completely possessed by the devil. Oh. You're flipping through your Bible looking for help. The power of Christ compels you. The power of Christ compels you. Wow. Then the worst thing happened. The neighbor cat fired up down the road. Meow, meow. Let her out, Mike. I'll doink her right now. We'll all go back to bed. That's when I got jealous. Yeah, I was sincerely jealous. That's a great system that God gave to cats. Yeah, a cat gets horny, so horny it makes a noise. Meow, meow, meow. After a while, another one of the species hears the noise and responds. Meow. Now they have a deal. Yeah, after that it's just pure on. And that's good and pure, and I'm jealous of it. There's no I hope this movie doesn't suck. Oh, I hope this restaurant's cool. No, I wish people worked like that. I really did. Wouldn't that be great if people worked like cats and you could just go from bar to bar, just meow? Meow. Meow. After a while, a drunk girl in the back. Meow. Awesome. Oh, right over here's good. Okay. That was a lovely evening. Thank you so much. People do not work like that. You have changed. Everyone, my wife, she's changed too. You know what? This makes me laugh. This is God's sense of humor, right? Yeah. My wife would get so horny when she was pregnant. And that, to me, is like a trick.
I don't have a target.
Yeah. And it's okay at first, you know? When she's just showing a little bit, she'd be like, ooh, the baby's up. Do you want to feel the baby? Give me your hand, put your hand on me. And you'd feel him kicking him. You're like, oh, that's awesome, great, miracle. And she's like, let's go do it. And you're like, yeah! And then but the 9th month, oh, no. And they don't tell you about this. My wife like, ooh, the baby's up. Do you want to feel the baby? I'm like, I can see the baby. They don't tell you this in classes. You can see elbows and feet rolling around, his little head, da, 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 da. My wife's like, let's go have sex. Oh, no. There's a dude in there already. And he's up. Yeah, that is, I tell you what, you talk about the most, you have to change. You have to change. I had to man up. I was not man enough for my wife. I know that. She's from Texas. She likes her men a little crazy. And I'd be the first guy to run away from a fight, right? My wife was like, who's looking at my ass? Go kick his ass. Dude's huge. Let's just let him look. You got a great And I had to man up. I had to be in the delivery room for the birth of both my kids. That's a California state law. It must be. I had to be there. I couldn't get out of it. I wish it would go back to like the 1930s, you know, where you just be in the lobby smoking, drinking whiskey, and some hot nurse would come down. It's a baby boy. Awesome. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm off. I had to be there. And I had no idea. The first kid, I was woefully ill-prepared. I had no idea this many people were going to come in and my wife's Yeah, I thought it was just going to be me and my wife and our doctor, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Yeah. Yeah, he was from England and he had that ridiculous accent, so we called him Obi-Wan Kenobi. Not to his face, but I did it behind his back. And this dude asked me, he's like, Dad, will you be cutting the cord? I'm like, no, I won't. And if I do cut it, is that money off the bill? Because it's kind of like I'm doing your job in a weird way. And I just was not man enough. I knew if I cut the cord, I'd faint, and I didn't want to faint. And he's like, okay, you shan't have to do it. You shan't have to. I'm like, he'll still use his shan't. So we get that information squared away, and then Obi-Wan Kenobi takes off, and it's just me and my wife in the room, and she's got her feet in the stirrups, and I'm thinking we should get a set of these for the house. Those are nice, and they seem sturdy. Go, press on them. And then some dude comes in wearing a lab coat and just goes right up to my wife, just bloop, bloop, And I'm like, hello. And he's like, oh, yeah, congratulations. Good day, big day. All right, see you later. And I'm like, who was that dude? And then a while later, another guy comes in. Oh, yes, you're the dad? Oh, yeah, well, we're progressing right along. This is very nice. Thank you. And then another guy comes in, like, oh, yes, yes. Are you allowed to do that? And I'm thinking there's just like a line of homeless guys in the hallway, just all sharing the same coat. No, just put this on, go in there and do whatever. The husband's an idiot. He stands right there and watches the whole thing. So this is a true story of what occurred in the birth of my first son. Obi-Wan Kenobi comes back in, and the kid comes right out. Obi-Wan Kenobi's like, I can see hair. And I'm like, I know, you have time to... Not a show for you, Doc, okay? Let's just get the kid out. So my son comes out, and I was thinking it was gonna be super goopy, you know, like in the movies, and I'm like, and no, it was nice. And he hands, the doctor, Obi-Wan Kenobi, hands my kid to another guy who I've never met in my life, right? But the new guy is wiping off the goop, so he's aces in my book, right? So the new guy comes over and he goes, so Dad, he didn't do that. I made that part up, you know? Because if he did that, he'd drop my baby. He goes, he was a bit effeminate. He said, so Dad, are you gonna cut the cord? And I'm like, no, I'm not. I talked to Obi-Wan Kenobi about that, and I don't have to do it. He goes, what are you gonna do when your son grows up? Are you gonna tell him that you didn't cut the cord, you pussed out? That's a quote. You gonna tell him he didn't cut the cord, you pussed out? And I'm like, the homosexual is calling me a f***. Give me some scissors, dude. Let's go. Snip, ha-ha, who's the man? Out. I passed out. Yeah. You've changed. You want to talk about change, and marriage changed you. Then you have kids, and that really changes up. Yeah. My wife does not wear the sexy underwear anymore. No. We have the two boys. They're 3 and they're 1. And my wife just can't wear sexy. I buy it for her. I buy her the sexy underwear. And not for Valentine's Day, not for her birthday or for Christmas, any of that crap. No, I buy it because it's Wednesday. And I'm on, the first time I did it, I thought I was a genius. I'm driving home from the mall like a kid on Christmas. I bought all those thigh-high fishnet stockings, the crisscrossy ones, the ones where if they rip and get a hole in them, they're even better, you know? And the bustier and the garter belt, the whole package, and I'm just so happy this was a great idea. Yes, it was, my friend. And I get it home, and I show it to her. I got you this, because it's Wednesday, and I love you. And she opens it up, and she's like, what? I'm not, I'm not gonna wear that. I'll look like a
Drop it low. Drop it low.
When you spend all year serving others, you don't just land on the nice list. You get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
The Snapshot app from Progressive rewards you for driving safe and driving less.
Okay, what message did you hear this time? Safe drivers can save using Snapshot.
What's Snapshot?
What the commercial was about.
I tune commercials out.
Yeah, me too. They're always like, blah, blah, blah.
Tell me about it. I'm going to a silent retreat next weekend.
My niece got kicked out of one of those.
For talking?
Grand larceny.
How about we get back to the savings?
Yes, I would like to talk about that.
Okay.
At Progressive, we love your pets as much as you do. Like this guy in a hat. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you. This mini majorette's gonna march your way right
I'm sorry,
into your
can we stop? I know that we're selling car insurance here, but, you know, all the cute little animals, it's too much.
Define too much.
What's wrong with cute animals?
So are we doing this or what?
Nah, it's over.
Someone's got to break the news to Mittens. She's a diva.
Enjoy the gift of being together. The Binax Now COVID-19 antigens.
Nice that they found a use for that old bat signal, though.
Yeah, who'd have thought that Batman would die so early in the first Hunger Games? That 12-year-old girl just butchered him right out of the gate.
It's time for
It's like, thank you for your and just started running away. And the entire time, they didn't scream. They didn't scream. And that is why I say optimistic. And this is the point where you're going like, what are you talking about? Here's what I mean. I think 10 years ago, they absolutely screamed. They absolutely screamed. But now, they looked at me, and they probably went, you know what? She's probably transitioning. Let's not be weird about this right now, all right? That's... The beard's got to go, but she'll get there. She'll get there. We are so woke, Gwendolyn. We are so woke. You guys have been so much fun tonight. Thank you so much. Have a good night. Take care.
Happy Honda Days from all of us at Honda. Visit your local Honda dealer today or shop online.
The airport can be a real challenge for new homeowners who have become their parents.
Okay, everybody, let's do a ticket check. Paper tickets.
We're off to a horrible start, but we can overcome it. We're not going to point out our houses, landmarks, or major highways during takeoff.
Don't buy anything. I packed so many delicious snacks. They're...
Nope.
You say ballpark when Group 2 is going to get boarded?
2 hours and 58 minutes.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Someone should have left home earlier.
One more sec, almost got it.
Try this. Hit the button.
That's a little better.
I never seem to be able to get comfortable. Wait a minute. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes!
Buy one, get one free on Spring Air mattresses. Shop tax free on select Sealy and Serta Lux mattresses.
Ladies and gentlemen, Dave Dyer!
Thank you very much, Dry Bar Comedy. Thank you. This is a nice turnout. This is a lot more people than I called. This will work out much better than I thought it would. This is good. My wife and I, we have gotten to a point where we are letting the digital devices in our home control our lives. We have the Amazon Echo, and the problem is my wife primarily uses it just for the weather, but she talks to Alexa like she's an 80-year-old dementia patient. She gets way too close and Alexa, what's the weather today? Alexa, do you know where you are? Do you know who I am? Alexa's flinching up there, right? The big concern about these devices is that they're listening all the time. That's right. Oh my gosh, she's listening all the time. Don't even look at Alexa. She's listening. Alexa, what are you talking about? Nothing, Alexa. We're just standing over here. Here's the thing. If you're concerned about that thing listening to your conversations, you're assuming your conversations are worth listening to. They're not. I think about some of the stupid stuff my wife and I talk and argue about. I'm amazed that thing hasn't launched itself off the entertainment center by this point. I know I'd like to sometimes. And if she is listening in during the arguments, how about chiming in once in a while, all right? I could use some support. I get crushed in these things. Every now and then, you know what, Janice? You could have done a lot worse. You should see some of the stuff your old boyfriend Tom buys. Thank you, Alexa. We do everything. We watch TV on our smartphones now, right? Watch TV on our smartphones. Remember we used to try to buy the biggest TVs we could buy, right? Trying to one-up each other all the time? Look at this one. This one, the house goes inside this one. I think we realized the bigger our TVs got, the more people wanted to come over and watch our TVs. And I am not a good host, all right? I don't like people just stopping by. We're shopping for a new house. I've told our realtor I want their house to be cozy yet uninviting. I want the inside to look like Bilbo Baggins' place. I want the outside to look like the Bates Motel. I travel a ton for this job. I was in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. I don't know if you guys have been there. This is kind of a nice resort town. Yeah. If you haven't been there, there are signs all over Myrtle Beach that advertise helicopter rides for $20. Now, maybe I'm the biggest wuss you'll ever meet, but boy, I want my helicopter ride to cost a lot more than $20. $20 doesn't sound like anybody's even thought about a safety inspection, does it? For $20, I'm not confident I will be on the inside of that helicopter. It's gonna be me and 3 people from Cleveland dangling from the landing skids for 5 minutes. I was in Indiana doing shows. I was in this little town, southern Indiana. I picked up a local newspaper. There was an article in this paper about a couple from the area who had been married for 70 years, died within hours of each other. Yeah, you ever seen those articles like that? And that's what we always, that's our initial feelings. Oh, isn't that sweet, right? But it's always the same story, right? They're high school sweethearts, married for 70 years, 6 children, 48 grandchildren. She dies, 6 hours later, he dies of a broken heart. Well, that's what we assume, but... Who knows? Maybe they're competitive. You ever think of that? Ever think maybe these two hated each other and this poor guy's been hooked up the machines for a decade just holding out for the win? Right? And as soon as she passes, like, I told you she wasn't getting a penny of my money. Unplug me. I'm done. I used to smoke a long time. I quit smoking because a friend of mine bet me I couldn't gain 40 pounds in 3 months. And, I won. That's what happens when you quit smoking, man. You start eating anything you can catch up to. I gained 40 pounds in 3 months. And you gotta be careful when you put on that kind of weight that quickly. Because here's what happens. You're in such denial about the weight you've gained. You'll still wear all the old clothes you had from before you gained it. I had a red polo shirt that was a medium and had shrunk years ago. 5'7", 240 pounds, wearing this in public. Looked like Pooh Bear walking down the street. My gut was hanging out the bottom of it. I had honey all over my hands. I wasn't helping anything. So I've gotten in shape. As I've gotten older, I tried to get in better shape. I joined a soccer league trying to get in shape, and I thought the running around would do me so good. And I show up at the first practice, and I find the coach to check in, and little kids everywhere. Guy looks at me and says, "Hey, did you realize this was a 6 and under team?" I said, "Yeah, I thought they meant height." Scored 46 goals in our first game. I had to get a physical. I recently turned 50, so I got a physical. And boy, I don't know if anybody's my age or older, but I've realized this. The older you get, they run the tests ahead of time. So by the time they come in the exam room, they have all the results. So lying is out. And I don't care for my doctor. He's very passive-aggressive, just kind of stands on the other side of the room, looks at his iPad, doesn't make a lot of eye contact. He just, you having any chest pains? No. Says here you've passed out a couple times recently. Yeah, but didn't hurt. How many donuts do you eat? 5 or 6? A week? $35 to $42.
These are a few of our favorite things. Frayed. Fringe. Distressed? Obsessed. We're eyeing indigo. And denim all day. All smiles and set for the season. New styles every week at prices for everyone. Shop Cato and CatoFashions.com.
He goes, you got to start eating better. I'm looking at these blood results. You got to start eating better. So I have been eating healthier. I have been trying to, but I just love crappy food, don't you? Just every now and then, you just got to have crappy food. But here's why you have to eat better. This is why I figured this out. Forget the health concerns. This is why you have to eat better. I started looking at some of the crap that I will shove in my body over the course of a day. And I thought to myself, you know what? If I died tonight and they have to do an autopsy later, oh my gosh. My family is going to be so embarrassed. Because they're going to go through that report with my wife. She'll be out in the lobby. They're going to come out and talk. Hey, man, first of all, we are really sorry about your loss, but boy, we put him on that table. I would have bet my life that the gunshot wound to the chest was what did it, but he's full of liquid cheese. I am not one of these guys who pays a whole lot of attention to global warming and things like that. I'll be honest, I really don't care about those kind of things, and I'm pretty sure that's because I have 2 teenage daughters. And anybody out there with teenage daughters, I'm sure you'll back me up when I say, yeah, you guys have teenage daughters? I'm sure you'll back me up when I say that there are a lot of days where I really don't care what kind of planet they're left with. I really don't care. Teenage girls, huh? You know, there's times I don't even like it when they call me dad. It just implies a level of commitment I'm not always up for. There's days they approach and I just stop them about 10 feet away. You know what? I'm Dave today. Dave doesn't have $20. Dave can't drive you to Maddie's house. With any luck, your dad will be back in a couple days. That's all I can tell you. The way they talk to you, it's just so sharp and just so angry. I asked my oldest daughter, I said, what do you want to do with your life? She goes, I like birds. Did you even hear the question I asked you? She goes, yeah, I like birds. I want to be an ornithologist. Right? So she's not moving out. I love them though, man. I love having kids, and gosh, I remember when they were little. You know, that first one. The first one scares you to death, don't they? Because that's the one you prepare for. You over-prepare. You read books, you watch videos, you go to class, you think you know everything. The water breaks, you forget everything. Right? I remember the first time I held my oldest daughter in the hospital and she pooped her diaper, I thought she was going to blow like a potato in the microwave. Because if you've ever seen an infant do that, they squeeze into a tiny little piece. And I'm screaming at my wife, get a fork, put some holes in her. If this kid blows, the insurance does not cover the cleanup, I'll guarantee you. But then you get him home. You get to figure him out at home, don't you? You get to close the door, you go, all right, let's see what we got here. You figure out they're a lot more durable than you thought. Which is great training for the second kid. Because by the time the second kid rolls around, you're a pro. You're so much more confident with your second child. Because by that time, you've been pooped on, peed on, puked on. You've used your own finger to dig a booger out of somebody else's nose. So that second kid, you don't even really care about that second kid, do you? I mean, they're naked, rolling in dirt in the backyard. Hose her off, we're late, let's go. They could be going towards the outlet with a fork. You don't even stop them. Let's see what happens here. I love you. You know, there's no love like the love you have for your child, right? It's just amazing. But I tell you what, there's the other side, because I've never been so angry at a human being in my life. I'll never forget, there was a time when my youngest daughter was about 6 years old. There was a little stretch there where she owed me a lot of money. I felt bad shaking her down because, you know, she was 6. I mean, the only source of income she had was her teeth. So, she kept telling me, this one's starting to wiggle. Give me another week or so. I'm like, you know what? That's what you said last week. A week later, I got her pinned up against the wall going, bite the apple. Daddy needs his money. I was a kid. I was the youngest of 4 boys. I've got 3 older brothers, so I had to wear all the hand-me-downs, which usually for boys, that's not a big deal. But here's the problem. I told you I'm 5'7". 2 of my brothers are 6 foot. One of them is 6'3". So the pants fit beautifully. People say, hey, kid, you know your pants are on inside out? Yeah, those are cuffs. We had a good childhood. My dad was a great guy. My dad was a whistler. You know those guys? Not whistling songs at you. Move it, let's go. Just irritated all the time. Move, come on, let's go. He spoke a language we called Whistlish. It was like a hybrid of whistling and English. That's how he'd speak to you all the time. Listen. There's a pile of wood up on the hill, all right? I want you to grab the wheelbarrow. Head up there. I need you to get me about 3 or 4 logs. Bring them here, let me check them over. Put them behind the house. Just come back over here, I got some more stuff here to do when that's finished, all right? My brothers and I, we were like border collies. Every time he whistled, we changed direction. Here we go, with our hand. All right, here we go back. We were just here a moment ago. You realize that? He's a good man. My dad passed away 10 years ago, and he lived with my wife and I for the last 8 months of his life. He was sick, and we brought him into our home, and we took care of him. And I don't know if anybody's ever done that, but if you're going to do it, I got to tell you, it's a wonderful experience, but you have to accept the fact you're going to basically put your life on hold and give it over to them for a while. And my dad was wonderful. My dad was very appreciative, and he showed his appreciation. Yeah!
What's the right age to let my daughter date? I told her 33.
I love being married, though. It's great. It's like dating with consequences.
And kept track, and I'm easily the 17th or 18th fattest person in this room.
Everyone 100 years or older has a name like Gertrude. She's so rude. No one feel bad for Gertrude, okay?
Dad was wonderful. My dad was very appreciative, and he showed his appreciation by getting really comfortable in our house and wandering around a lot and touching all my stuff. You gotta discipline him, you know? Day before my dad died, I grounded him. My family said, hey, we want to have the funeral Tuesday. I said, well, he's not going anywhere till Friday, so. I'm married. I've been married. My wife and I just celebrated 26 years of marriage. Good. A good long marriage. It's about 26 years, though. You got your peaks and valleys, ups and downs, right? We had a bump in the road. We had to go see a marriage counselor at one point. I don't know if anybody's had to do that, but it's not a lot of fun. It's very expensive. And on the first meeting, we were asked to self-diagnose. Boy, I just wrote a rather large check for you to do that, but give it a whirl. She talked to my wife for a little while. My wife unloaded, so by the time they got to me, you know, I was very defensive. back up against the wall. Just was, probably not as calm as I should have been. She's like, all right, Dave, what is it? What sets her off? What really makes her angry? I'm like, you know what? As far as I can tell, oxygen. I don't know. I mean, just... Money, that's always a big thing with couples, right? I always tell couples, if there's couples in the audience who are engaged, you got to figure out who the money person is, right? That's one of the most important things you have to figure out in the money thing. I'm not a good money person, right? You know who I am? If I go back tonight to the hotel and I look up jousting on the internet, I will own a horse and a suit of armor by noon tomorrow. I'll be in a league on Wednesday nights. You don't want me handling the money, right? My wife handles all the money. We went to see a financial planner. I don't know if anybody's done this, but I'll tell you what. If life doesn't make you feel like enough of an idiot, schedule an hour with one of these guys, because there are no right answers. This guy looks at me and says, hey, what are you doing to plan for the future? I said, well, I just built an escape pod out of milk jugs. Is that what you're talking about? He said, how's your 401k? I said, well, it's about $399K short. That's why we're here. My wife handles all the money, right? Fashion, that's a big thing. We're still in the weekends. If we're going out and I've got to look good, I make sure my wife approves of my outfit, right? She would check around, turn around, make sure everything's good, right? Because she knows if she doesn't, you know what I'm going to wear? I'm going to wear a cape. That's what I'm going to have on. Ladies, there's not a guy in this room who wouldn't love it if capes came back in fashion. That's the best look there's ever been. And it won't happen because women know we'd be screwing around with those capes all night long, right? Honey, you need something else? You got it. Right there, right? Find a vent to stand over, let that thing flow up behind us, right? Don't tell me I can't fly. Look at this, right? My wife gets ready for a night out. If it's not going well, find a foxhole, because it's getting ugly fast. Mad at me, because somehow I get intermingled into the strategy unwilling. It never fails. Sometime during the process, she'll come and look at these shoes. I got to find different shoes. I think they look fine. How do you? Look at the size of the heels, you moron, right? Think how small my earrings will look if I wear these shoes. That's gonna make the collar on my shirt look gigantic. I'll have to wear a sweater to cover that up. I don't have any bracelets to go with my sweaters. Do you know how guys match clothes? By smell. We go around the room, right? Pick up a pair of pants. This smells like smoke. This shirt smells like smoke. There's your match right there. Obviously worn this stuff together before. Should be fine. Here's the big fashion clothing controversy in my home at the moment. It's all about the jeans and how often you're supposed to wash them. My wife thinks you wear jeans once they go to the laundry. No way. The first day I can smell them when I'm wearing them. Got one more week. So this is my job. You know the nice thing about this job? I never filled out an application. Never had to. I remember my first job in high school, I filled out the application, had to list my elementary school. How would you like it if that's the reason you didn't get the job, huh? You want to take that phone call? Hey, listen, Dave, we appreciate all the interest, but, oh, man, we got to go with somebody else. No, the application looked fine. References all seemed to check out, but, talk to Mrs. Berman, your first grade teacher. Sounds like someone has a problem with sharing, sport. No job interview for this? I had a guy say to me one time, he goes, you know, Dave, you don't want to dress for the job you have. You want to dress for the job you want. I said, are you guys even looking for crime fighters? Because I got a cape out in the car. I just recently turned 50. I don't like getting older. Here's what I've noticed. I'm using my shirt pocket all the time. I've never used that in my life. Can't stop. As recently as a couple years ago, if I'd have seen you had stuff in your shirt pocket, I'd be like, what a dork. How people are like, you got a paper clip? I sure do. Yeah, I got standard and jumbo. What are you looking for? We get ugly, stuff growing out of us, right? Ear hair, come on. Ladies, we know you don't like it. Okay, nobody warns us. I took biology in high school. Nobody said a word about the whisk brooms that would shoot out the side of my head one day. Walking around the house knocking pictures off the wall. And it's not normal hair. It's this 500-pound test line. It's the same stuff they land marlins with down in the Keys. And my wife's, oh my gosh, can't you just get rid of it? No, you can't. I've tried to pull them out. It's the most painful thing I've ever done in my life. They're connected to your spinal cord. I was in the mall. I yanked one. I did, lost motor skills for about an hour trying to call for help. Here's when you know you're getting ugly, is when people stop recognizing you. Have you had that? A couple weeks ago, walking across the living room in my underwear, my oldest daughter goes, hey, Grandma. I go, what? I don't know what's worse, that I'm starting to look like my mother-in-law or that she walks around the kids in boxers and no top. Parents don't make you feel good about getting older. I told you my dad passed away. My mom is still around. But my mom, we've noticed over the last year, she's been slipping a little bit. Christmas time, she goes, what do you want from Santa? Oh, man. I told you 2 weeks ago what I wanted from Santa. You've got to start writing this down. Conversations with your parents are the worst. The conversations I'd have with my dad at the end of his life were the same ones we had when I was about 6. The roles just flip around. We would go out to eat, walk into a restaurant. I would look at my dad and go, listen, sit right here. Don't touch anything. Don't talk to him.
Yet the one carrying my son goes missing.
Where are your shoes?
What of their last message? Show me whatever.
It's 50 degrees out there and have any shoes on.
Any casualties?
What do you want to eat? A Reuben, not a chance. You'll make a mess. I'm not putting up with that crap today, okay? You're getting chicken strips and a cup of juice with a lid on it. That's it, all right? Go wash up. I'm David Dyer. Thank you very much, Stark. Thank you. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
There's no time
Thank you very much.
We'll send a small elite force to secure this new land and bring back my son.
This is Joe. He used to have bad breath. Now, he uses a capsule of TheraBreath to keep his breath smelling great all day long. This is Steve. He used to have gum problems. Now, he uses TheraBreath with clinically proven ingredients, and his gum problems have vanished. This is Kate. She always wanted her smile to shine. Now, she uses a capsule of TheraBreath to give her the healthy, sparkly smile she always wanted.
TheraBreath, it's a better mouthwash.
At Walmart, Target, and other fine stores.
So no progress with my German, but amazing progress with my German accent now.
No, I didn't like being a doctor. I was a doctor for one day. Yeah, everybody complains about everything, and I was like, I can't do this.
Now, we're not going to hire you ever, but
Is it okay if we call you every now and then to complain about the guy we do hire? Can we do that?
I love my wife. I do. I love her so much. It's just, I haven't had white bread in 7 years.
Nothing goes better together than peanut butter and jelly. It's a sign of a solid relationship.
Are we really going to trust a man who doesn't even know what drawer the big spoons go in?
Parts of Tennessee, they don't have cable. Let me just say, dressing a rabbit, not like dressing a Barbie.
Go to your room, please. Remember stalling? I forget where it is.
My friends are like, Greg, when they're your kids, it's different. Yeah, I would imagine it's worse.
And a year later, he turned 14. You know it when a dog turns 14, because you're like, could you carry my legs to the back?
I remember I thought I was old enough to talk back to my mom. She whooped me and grounded me for 2 weeks. Had to call my wife, let her know I couldn't come home.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Dylan Mandelson.
Hello, Utah. Wow, we're in Utah. This is my first time here, everybody. My very first time in Utah, and I've learned that this is a very exciting evening for you guys. I like to talk to people from Utah, and I say, so do you have fun here in Utah? You get a little defensive, like, we have fun. We have fun. You know, we'll break out a game of Twister occasionally. A couple of those legs and arms get a little close to each other. Isn't that right, Susan? Oh, don't you add me to this devil conversation you're having right now. Between you and him, I don't want to know about it. I'm not from these parts. I'm from Canada. Oh, well, thank you, but we're building a wall. So... Sorry about that one. We're making you pay for it. Yep, I think it's adorable what so many Americans don't know about Canada. Did you guys know that we celebrate Thanksgiving on a different day? Did you know that? I was talking to a woman in the States that freaked when I told her. She's like, get out! Do you celebrate Christmas on a different day too? I'm not kidding. I said, yes, we do. In Canada, Jesus is a Gemini. You know, he's got a twin. All right, never mind. Let's move on. So funny, every time I tell people from America I'm from Canada, especially on stage, immediately, how's it going there, do I sound like I have an accent to you guys? I'll tell you, because if you think I do, I challenge you to get on a Greyhound bus, travel your country, see how many straight-talking English people you come across. Why don't you start in Minnesota? Oh, Minnesota, We're going to have a fun tater-tot time with this fellow, I'll tell you that much. Aren't we, Susan? Oh, you betcha, Betsy. You have beautiful cities with beautiful sounding names that your accent's butchered. I was in Lexington, Kentucky. A few people were like, hey man, a few of us were going, oh, you want to come? I'm like, what? Yeah, we're just going, oh. I'm like, did you just stop speaking English there for a second? No, we're just going, oh. I'm like, are you having a stroke right now? Like, you don't mean Louisville, do you? Beautiful sounding city. I go to Louisville. I don't know if I go. You know, in the history of that city, foreign people have visited it. They've had to learn the correct pronunciation of people from England. All right, ladies and gentlemen, please protrude your tongue as far out your mouth as you can and make a sound. You've now correct with us. Probably let's crack on, I love your country. I do. You know my favorite accent? Alabama. Oh, have you been to Alabama? Roll Tide, exactly. You can't say Alabama without someone going, Roll Tide. Especially in Alabama. You say it, Alabama, Roll Tide. It's like Alabama Tourette's. I was on a cruise ship. I performed out of Alabama. God forbid, that cruise got taken over by a group of terrorists, but we all had great hiding spots. All a terrorist would have to do is go, Alabama, Roll Tide. What the heck are you doing? He said Alabama, what the heck was I supposed to do? Well, you want to get us killed? All right, Alabama, Roll Tide. I can't not say it. I can't not say it. Yep. I love it here. It's, the only thing that is not fun is getting into your country. God, your border security, man. I was coming over here and I was wearing a hat, and I wear a hat when I travel because I'm getting a sunburn right now. I showed my passport to the security guard. He goes, take your hat off. I go, why? He goes, I need to identify you. I go, you're looking right at me, man. Would you be shocked if I took my hat off and I was a black guy? Like, what's he thinking? Oh, here I am. Oh, where'd I go? Here I am. Where'd I go? Here I am. Where'd I go? This guy's supposed to protect your country. He doesn't even master peekaboo. Yeah. Been performing on a lot of cruises. Have you done one? Yeah? It's funny. It's great. So you travel? You get out of Utah? Do you get out of Provo, where we're at right now? Yeah? Do you just pack your bags and just head to Salt Lake or something like that? Do you do that? I'll tell you, for those of you that haven't done a cruise, I'm going to tell you something. The amount of food on one cruise could end world hunger. It's phenomenal. So you got to know that cruises tend to attract Jurassic people. I'm talking like dinosaurs in NFL jerseys are grazing these buffets. Like, don't you feel that? I'm not kidding, guys. Just some of the fattest, dumbest people are on these cruise ships. It's Walmart on water. Was that too much for some of you? Oh my goodness, stop! I need cleaner. You guys want to know where the most spoiled children on the planet are? They're on a Disney cruise. If you haven't done that one, I'm telling you, it's like thousands of children that don't deserve it. And I'm on stage selling my soul doing Mickey Mouse impressions for these kids. Like, I'm up here, I'm going, hey, kids! Why did the strawberry cross the road? It's in a jam! That's what I'm doing. To butter my bread. And everything's going fine until this one 11-year-old starts heckling me. And he's loud, this guy sucks! He doesn't sound like Mickey Mouse. He's got the ears for it.
This is Joe. He used used to have bad breath. Now he uses a capful of TheraBreath to keep his breath smelling great all day long. This is Steve. He used to have gum problems. Now he uses TheraBreath with clinically proven ingredients, and his gum problems have vanished. This is Kate. She always wanted her smile to shine. Now she uses a capful of TheraBreath to give her the healthy, sparkly smile she always wanted.
TheraBreath, it's a better mouthwash.
At Walmart, Target, and other fine stores.
Sentence accidentally.
Ears for it.
Yeah, no one working that ship's gonna walk over and talk to this kid and say, "Excuse me, there's no talking while the comedian's on stage." Because Disney's attitude is, "Hey, this kid's not happy. Dance, monkey, dance." And he's sitting all by himself and he won't shut up. Finally, I looked at him. I said, "Well, hey, where's the rest of your face?"
And then you convince her to put on her boyfriend's football uniform, and then you tackle each other. Just for friendship. Yeah, I had that kind of best friend too. Cool.
You ever had, like, little girls are so much better than having little boys. Like, my daughter, I'm dead serious. No disrespect to it, but I'm for real. Most people like, I want a son. Nope. Shibbity dobos get a daughter. So that's who gonna fight for you. Like, when you get old and you need somebody to stay, she the one gonna argue with her husband to get you to stay there. Real talk. That's gonna be her like, no, my daddy said here, so if you don't like it, leave, Marvin.
You know, and then I went up into my room, and then later that night, my dad came in. He was like, "Hey, Kevin, can I talk to you for a minute?" And I was like, "Sure, Dad, what's up?" And he's like, "Did you put on Jamie's spandex shorts earlier because they felt good on your penis?" And I said, "No. Also, I'm 8 years old." And he's like, "8? Whoa, that was way too early. Okay." And then this past Christmas, it's actually weird because me and my dad always get the same things in our stockings. And this year, we opened our stockings and we both got these Under Armour, like, athletic underwear. And I was like, that's basically the same material as that spandex I was wearing. And my dad just says, "Oh, I love this type of underwear." And I'm like, "It's because it feels good on your penis." That could be their motto for the underwear. Like, Under Armour, it feels great on your penis. So now I think that it's important that you have a sex talk with your kids. And I think the reason is because, like, there will be questions that are in their head that they can't ask out loud. Like, it has to be answered before they ask the question. Does that make sense? Like, let me explain. Like, the first time that I really started exploring the space of my body was in 7th grade. And I was on that basketball team, and there was an upperclassman there, and his name was Kyle Nowak. And we're shooting free throws, and then Kyle gets up there. Before he shoots it, he turns around to everyone else on the team, and he's like, 99% of guys, the other 1% don't have hands. Swish. And so, I didn't know what that meant. And so, in front of the whole basketball team, I said, how do you And then Kyle looks at me, he's like, what? And then I knew I said something wrong, so I said the exact same question. I just phrased it differently. I was like, I said, how do you? He's like, what do you mean, Doyle? I grab my and I go like that. And I was like, cool, same technique. And so, I was like, I guess, like, if 99% of people are doing this, I should probably do it. So I went home that night, and I didn't do it. I set my alarm to wake up early the next day to do it. And I gotta say, I still find it very impressive that I woke up early to for the first time. It just shows a commitment and a discipline to masturbation that is not very prevalent in many other areas of my life. Even at that age, I knew early bird gets the worm, okay? So, the experience happens. That's all I'm gonna say. The experience happens. I'm in the shower, it comes to its natural conclusion, and right when it does, there's a knock at the door, and it's my mom. She's like, Kevin, I have to go to work, hurry up. And I was like, all right. She's like, leave the shower on, get out. And I was like, okay. And so I got out of the shower, I dried off, and then I left, and my mom went in the shower, and then, like, my grades started going down, and, like, people were like, Kevin, what's wrong? And I was like, People were like, what's wrong? I was like, no. And I knew I couldn't ask the question that I had in my head. Couldn't say that out loud, because the question was, did I get my mom pregnant? And you know what? We're all adults now, and we can all laugh at, like, the little kid who thought the stupid thing. But at the time, I knew some of the basics. I was like, I know these things swim, but I don't know if they can, like, fly, you know? And there was a lot of steam, you know? And so, like, it's obvious now, but I couldn't go to the guidance counselor and just be like, I gotta get this off my chest. I think I got my mom pregnant. Cool, now my mom's in jail. I have a great relationship with my dad, but if I was like, Dad, I think I got my mom pregnant, cool, now my parents are divorced. And I'm not gonna go to my mom with that information, because you know what? If she is pregnant, I know that she'll be an incredible mother to my children and to her grandchildren, okay? So I got really into my new hobby, and there was this drawer inside of our house that was just filled to the brim with every lotion, shampoo, and conditioner from a hotel that my parents had ever stayed at. And that's just one of those drawers in your house that was just always full. And then all of a sudden, after about 2 weeks, it is completely empty. And so I have to reach for the harder stuff. And I look around and I see on my mom's dresser, she has this Mary Kay moisturizer, and it's very fancy, and it looks pretty pricey, and I would use a little of that, you know, and it lasted about, like, a week, and it's supposed to last, like, a year, and I was fit for a king. I'll tell you what, that is like, it was the creme de la creme. Okay, it was like champagne of masturbation lotion. And then it's gone, and I just left it there, and I was like, okay, that shouldn't be gone. But I went to school one day, and my mom's like, Kevin, and I was like, yeah, and she's like, this is my $50 lotion? Stop it! And I was like, okay. And in my head, I'm like, no! I went to school, and I was freaking out. I was so scared. And then I got home, and I was waiting for my mom to say something, and she didn't. She said, hey, Kevin, how was school? And then I was playing video games in my room. And then I heard my dad get home, and my door opens. He says, hey, Kevin, can I talk to you for a minute? And I was like, no! I ran, I jumped on my bed, I put my face in the pillow, and my dad said, I just wanted to talk to you about sex, masturbation, growing up. And I was like, I want to die! And we talked for a little bit, and at the end, it was about an hour, he put his hand on my shoulder, he's like, Kevin, I want you to know you can come to me with anything, right? And he left. And I was thankful, you know, because he had taught me some really great new techniques that I was excited to use, you know. And based on all the information that he gave me, he left the room, and I thought, wow, I have definitely not gotten my mom pregnant. That is a load off. I moved to New New York City 10 years ago to be an actor. And an amazing thing happened the first year I was here. I met my favorite actor of all time, the person that inspired me, that made me want to get into acting, Philip Seymour Hoffman, right? There'll never be another actor like him again. Unbelievable. He's in the film Capote. I don't know if you guys have seen it, won an Academy Award for that. Not my Phil Hoff, okay? I prefer Mission Impossible 3. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Mission Impossible 3, he's the villain. Of course, Tom Cruise is in Mission Impossible 3, you know, and he's always running with his hands out straight, and like, he's running so fast, he looks like a Scientologist running away from that church. He's always like, I love Tom Cruise, but a bit of overactor, you know? He grabs Philip Seymour Hoffman, he's like, give me the information! And Philip Seymour Hoffman looks back at him and says, do you have a wife? Or a girlfriend? Because if you do, I'm gonna find her, and I'm gonna hurt her very badly. And I loved that line. I would say that to people all the time. I'd be like, pass the salt. They're like, get your own salt. I'm like, do you have a wife? I don't think that's his best performance. His best performance, of course, Along Came Polly. I know you guys are about to say it. Along Came Polly. It's an incredible film. I don't call it a movie. I call it a film. It's an incredible piece of cinema. And it's a drama, and there's this one scene where he's talking to Ben Stiller, and he goes up to him, he's wearing a completely white suit, and he goes up to Ben Stiller at this art gallery, and he says, dude, I just sharded. And then Ben Stiller says, what's sharded? And he's like, I farted and some came out. I mean, give him an Academy Award for that line, okay? Give him an Emmy, a Grammy, an Oscar, and a Tony. So, I was at JFK Airport, and I'm on the phone with my mom, and Philip Seymour Hoffman walks past. I'm like, Mom, Philip Seymour Hoffman just walked past, and she said, you need to follow him. And so, I'm walking through...
At Progressive, we love your pets as much as you do, like this guy in a hat. That's why Progressive Car Insurance covers your pets for up to $1,000 if they're ever in a car accident with you. This mini majorette's gonna march her way right
I'm sorry,
into
can we stop? I know that we're selling car insurance here, but, you know, all the cute little animals, it's too much.
Define too much.
What's wrong with cute animals?
So are we doing this or what?
Nah, it's over.
Someone's got to break the news to Mittens. She's a diva.
This may look like a regular movie night, but if you're a kid with diabetes, it's more. It's the simple act of enjoying time with friends, knowing you understand your glucose levels.
The Snapchat app from Progressive rewards you for driving safe and driving less.
Okay, what message did you hear this time? Safe drivers can save using Snapshot.
What's Snapshot?
What the commercial was about.
I tune commercials out.
Yeah, me too. They're always like, blah, blah, blah.
Tell me about it. I'm going to a silent retreat next weekend.
My niece got kicked out of one of those.
For talking?
Grand larceny.
How about we get back to the savings?
Yeah. Yes, I would like to talk about that.
Okay.
Political correctness is even affecting me, my dear. I'm afraid to eat watermelon in public. How do we meet women nowadays, guys? eHarmony, Match.com, Tender.com. I'm looking at a website the other day. I could not believe this. You guys may have seen it. WhereBlackPeopleMeet.com. Yeah, I dialed it up. Yeah, it was a prison.
JFK Airport, and I'm trying to keep like a bit of a distance, and then he's about to get in a cab. I'm like, this is my moment. So I'm like, excuse me. He turns around, and I have nothing to say. I'm just staring at him, like, and he's looking at me, kind of getting more annoyed, like getting more upset. He was looking at me like he was gonna be like, do you have a wife or a girlfriend? And so I was like, you know, it's funny, when people come over to my house to use the Wi-Fi, I tell them that our password is the greatest actor of our generation, and usually they guess your name, and that's our password, Philip Seymour Hoffman, no caps, no spaces. And he said, okay. But I had met my favorite actor of all time, you know? I gotta say, this is the weirdest part about that story, is that that's not my password. My password is Daniel Day-Lewis. Which means that in that moment, I was like, say something cool, and I lied and said the creepiest thing that I could have said to him. Something so creepy that if that were in a movie, I would be played by Philip Seymour Hoffman. I would have been like, excuse me, sir, I just want to say you're my Wi-Fi password, and I think about you anytime I log onto the internet. No caps, no spaces, just pure, intense love. Oh, sorry, I just flooped. I'm like, what's flooped? That's when you fluff and some poop comes out. The other amazing thing that happened, I went on like my first adult date. You know, you go on dates like in high school and college, but this was like a real date with someone I met in the wild. I was at this bar. That my friend was having a party, and I saw this girl, and I was like, I'm gonna go up and talk to her, and I said something real cool, like, hey. And she was like, hey, and then we got to talking, and it was going well, and so I was going to this concert later that week, so I was like, do you wanna go with me? And she said, sure. So later that week, I was on this date, and we were having some drinks, and the conversation was flowing, and it was perfect, and I was like, let's head up to the show. And then we go, and we get on the subway, and you know, like the first part of a date that is going well, but it's like you've run out of the initial questions, and then it's like the subway fluorescent lighting, and you just like don't know what to say? Well, we're at that part, and when things like that happen, I just like try and make jokes and stuff, and so I said something that I didn't choose to say it, it's who I am, it's within my DNA. I just looked at her, and against my will, I was just like, do you have the tickets? She's like, you asked me on this date, and I looked over here, I was like, do you have the tickets? And the person's like, I'm just riding the subway, leave me alone, sir. And she was like, what are you talking about? And I was like, because I don't have the tickets. She's like, what? And I was like, it's just a joke that my dad does. She's like, oh, okay. And then I reached for the reveal, and I realized that I did not have the tickets. They were on my desk back in Brooklyn, so I was like, we have to get up the subway. So we got up the subway, we got a cab, we went all the way back to Brooklyn, we got the tickets, we got in a cab, we went all the way to the Upper West Side, and the whole time I'm thinking, you know what, Dad? Not a great joke. But every time he attempted it, he had the tickets. He put in the work that is required to pull off a joke as complex as the do you have the tickets joke. So the whole time I'm like nervous, you know, and I don't know if it's going well because of that whole situation. So at the end, I was like, do you want to hang out again? And she was like, yeah, I would love that. She's like, how about we have a picnic at my neighborhood on Saturday, and I'll do the food and you can do the wine? And I'm like, yeah, I know so much about wine. Okay. And so I went to this wine store and I looked at all the wines. I was like, how do you even choose, you know? And I looked down here and I was like, Carlo Rossi, that's such a big jug. I feel like maybe you go quantity over quality. And then I looked up here and I was like, those are so expensive. Like, who can afford $15, you know? And I looked right in the middle and I saw this perfect label. It's called Rock Rabbit Red Wine. And I was like, that's what I'm getting. And on that Saturday, we were sitting on the water, with Manhattan in the background, and we were having some food, we were having some wine, and it was perfect. And I leaned in for us to have our very first kiss. And before our lips touched, I heard, what are you drinking there? And I said, hello, officer. And he started smiling at me a little, so I thought I knew what he meant. So I was like, it's actually grape juice. And he was like, do you want to try that again? I was like, it's wine. He's like, why'd you lie to me? I was like, I thought you wanted me to lie. He's like, why would I want you to lie? And I was like, I'm sorry. And he's like, give me both your IDs. So he takes both of our IDs and he starts scribbling. And I was like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? He's like, you know what? You're both getting tickets, and if you don't pay these, you have to go to court. I was like, all right. And he handed them back. He looks at me. He's like, pour it out. And I was like, come on, man. It's like $10, man. He leaves, and then it was kind of awkward, like, for a minute between her and I. And then she started laughing, and then I started laughing, and then I took her ticket out of her hands, and I took mine, and I put him in my pocket, and I was like, that was good. And then I leaned in, and we kissed for the very first time, and it was magical. And over the next few weeks, we started hanging out more and spending more time together. And then it was about Christmas time, so she went home for Christmas, I went home for Christmas, and I was telling my family I met someone new, you know, we were very excited. And then when we got back in January, I couldn't wait to see her. And then the first time we hung out, it was a little weird. I was like, are things weird? And she's like, no, things aren't weird. And I was like, okay. And then we had a date set up. She drove over to my apartment to pick me up, and when I got in the car, she didn't start the car. And I've seen The Sopranos. And I was like, are you gonna break up with me? And she's like, yeah. I was like, and then I said, why? Never ask why. She was like, well, I guess I just don't want to be dating like an actor. And I was like, oh, all right. She's like, it's just like your future's so unsure, and it's just not the life path that I'm super comfortable with, so I'd rather just not date like an actor, performer type. And I was like, all right. So we got out of the car and I was just wandering around, and I was like, I needed to talk to someone about it, you know? So I went up the street to talk to my friend, and I was like, hey man, Rachel broke up with me, and he's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I was like, yeah, can we talk about it? Go to a bar or something? He's like, yeah. Instead of a bar, how about we head over to 7th Avenue Donut Shop? And I was like, you know, maybe we go to a bar. Instead. And he was like, this place has been around for 75 years. And I was like, you know, and we'll do the Brooklyn food tour another time. And right now, maybe we have a beer and go to a bar. And he's like, I think you'd really love their donuts. And I was like, cool, we'll go to the donut shop. I can't wait to go to the donut shop. As we're walking over there, I'm just like, is there a reason why you like forced this place on me? He's like, gone once or twice, and it's a fun place. I think you'll enjoy it. And I was like, I feel like you go here a lot. He's like, I don't go here a lot, okay? Just thought you might enjoy it. And then he walked in first, and I was right behind him, and the first server that sees him says, uh-oh, the donut man's here! And I was like, you're the donut man? He's like, I've never heard that before. And then another server was like, I'm gonna be up with the usual that you just had this morning. And I'm like, huh, double dipping today, huh, donut man? So I was sitting down, we're at this booth, and just like kind of pouring out my feelings, you know, to the donut man. And at one point I was just like, I kind of want to like call her or text her and just like ask a few questions. And he reaches across the table and he's like, listen to me. I was like, yeah? He's like, you do not call. You do not text. You move on with your life and you find someone who loves you for who you are.
The airport can be a real challenge for new homeowners who have become their parents.
Okay, everybody, let's do a ticket check. Paper tickets. We're off to a horrible start, but we can overcome it. We're not going to point out our houses, landmarks, or major highways during takeoff.
Don't buy anything. I packed so many delicious snacks. They're...
Nope.
Did you say ballpark when Group 2 is going to get boarded?
2 hours and 58 minutes.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Someone should have left home earlier.
The Snapchat app from Progressive rewards you for driving safe and driving less.
Okay, what message did you hear this time? Safe drivers can save using Snapshot.
What's Snapshot?
What the commercial was about.
I tune commercials out.
Yeah, me too. They're always like, blah, blah, blah.
Tell me about it. I'm going to a silent retreat next weekend.
My niece got kicked out of one of those.
For talking?
Grand larceny.
How about we get back to the savings?
Yes, I would like to talk about that.
Okay.
Amazon employees earn at least $15 an hour, but $15 is just the start. That's why we provide healthcare on day one. We'll keep doing a better job for our employees, whether they're here for a season or a career.
When you spend all year serving others, you don't just land on the nice list, you get rewarded by becoming the top brand in new vehicle quality in the automotive industry. Celebrate with a lineup of Ram trucks built to serve.
I'll have 2 more glazed donuts, please. And I left and I went home and I was pretty inspired and comforted by what the donut man had said. And I was cleaning up around my desk and I moved some things and I saw that there were 2 tickets for open container from 4 months ago that I had never paid. So I got the ticket out and I called the Brooklyn County Courthouse and I said, hi, I have these tickets from 4 months ago that I haven't paid. What should I do? And they're like, well, that means that there's a warrant out for your arrest. And I was like, so what do I do now? And they're like, you come to court tomorrow and you look sharp. I was like, okay, and what do I do? And they're like, you plead guilty or not guilty, but you look sharp. I was like, okay, and so I put on a suit the next day and I woke up early and I went down to the Brooklyn County Courthouse and when I walked in, I looked around and I was the only person that looked sharp. I mean, the judges and the lawyers were in pajamas, basically. And I walk into the courtroom and people are like heckling me, like people are making fun of my suit. People are like, nice suit, white boy. I'm like, dude, you're white too. And I sat down and as they're saying anything with open container, I'm hearing that they're saying what alcohol it is. So they're saying like John Alvarez for 24 ounces of Heineken, or Rich Binning for 16 ounces of Georgie vodka. And then they said, Kevin James Doyle for 750 milliliters of Rock Rabbit red wine. And the courtroom explodes with laughter, and people start heckling me. I'm like walking by and someone's like, hey, does that go well with a gamey meat? And then somebody in the back is like, yo, metric system can come on. And I was like, hey, that's the type of attitude that's keeping this country on an inefficient system, sir. So I get to the front and I have a public defender there, and I told the public defender, he said, guilty or not guilty? And I was like, guilty? And he was like, okay, good. Have you heard of toasted frog? And I was like, is that like a plea deal? He's like, no, man, it's a Merlot. Come on. So I plead guilty. They stamp my ticket. They tell me where to pay. I walk out, and I'm about to pay it, and it's the first person that will listen to me and is nice to me, and it's this lady. And I pay the ticket, and she's like, sweetie, it's really good you took care of this. And I was like, ma'am, I have this other ticket from this girl that I was dating at the time. Can I just give you the money and pay it now? She's like, no, she has to come in and she has to go to court and do the same thing that you did. And I was like, what happens if we just never pay it? She's like, if she's ever stopped for any reason, for speeding or anything, they're gonna run her license and then she's gonna go to jail. And I was like, oh my gosh. And then the lady took my hand. She's like, sweetie, did she break your heart? I was like, yeah, she really did. She's like, then you shouldn't tell her. My parents wanted to check in. They're like, you get that ticket taken care of? And I was like, yeah, I did. And they're like, what about Rachel's? And I was like, well, I don't think I'm gonna tell her. Like, we think you should. And I'm like, well, the Brooklyn County Courthouse would disagree.
Non te amo, non cupio te lucere in matrimonium.
So I thought about it. I was like, it's the right thing to do. So I called her up. She answered, and she was excited. She was like, hey, how are you doing? And I was like, good, good. And I was like, how are you? She's like, I'm great, I'm great. And I'm like, well, there's a warrant out for your arrest. I explained everything to her, and she started laughing, and I was like, I'm serious, you just have to go. And she's like, no, I'm laughing because there definitely isn't. I was like, yes, there is. And she's like, no, there's not, because I gave him a fake ID. And I was like, you just have a fake ID? And she was like, yeah. She's like, I had one when I was younger, and I just use it now if I'm ever pulled over, give it to him, and then I don't pay it, and I'm not in the system. And I was like, what? That's like, you have a plan for when this happens? It's happened more than once? And also, if that's the case, why did you let me pay the ticket? I wouldn't have ever had to pay the ticket. And she's like, I don't know, I thought it was romantic. It was pretty romantic. I thought about it that week, you know, and I was like, if we talk about a few things, I don't know, like, I feel like I would really be upset with myself if I didn't at least give this another chance, you know? And so we talked some things out, we got back together, and at first you're on eggshells, you know, a little nervous, and then things were like getting even better and better, and then they were better than they even were before. Things were amazing, and then it was our 1-year anniversary, and I was nervous, but I told her for the first time, I told her I loved her, and she said it back, and it was amazing. And then it was about Christmas time, and I went home for Christmas, and she went home for Christmas. And then in the new year, we came back. I was so excited to see her, and when I first saw her, I was like, hey, and she's like, no, things aren't weird. And I was like, I didn't say anything. And she was like, I'm sorry, I just get really nervous, like, about your life and your job, and I just don't know if I want to be, like, dating an actor, like the performer type, because it's so, like, it's not like a schedule, and it's not, like, normal. And I was like, this can't come up again. You know, like, once it did, I was prepared, you know? I was like, hoped it never would, but once it did, I was like, listen, you need to accept me for who I am, and you want to know what? Jason Alexander was a nobody, and now he's George from Seinfeld. She's like, that was very specific. I'm like, he's a hero of mine. She was like, you can't yell at me. And I was like, I'm sorry, this makes me really mad. And she's like, we have to go talk about this somewhere else. So we went to this park in Brooklyn where it's socially unacceptable to yell at your girlfriend. And we're just sitting in the park deciding whether we're going to move forward with our relationship or whether we're going to break up. And it was like a really painful conversation. We were just sitting there and talking, and then silence for a while, and then talking, and then all of a sudden we like have a breakthrough, and she starts opening up for the first time and like talking about where all of these fears come from, and she was super vulnerable. And then she said, Kevin, are you listening? And I wasn't listening. I was distracted because just as she started, Philip Seymour Hoffman walked into that park and was standing 10 feet away from us. And so I was like pointing. She's like, do you want to go talk to him? And I was like, I don't know. It's just like, last time was so weird, you know? So we're just sitting there waiting for Philip Seymour Hoffman to leave, just like staring forward, thinking about whether we're going to break up or not. And when things are quiet for too long, like, I'd break the ice and make a joke. And so I looked at her, I'm like, you know what would be funny? And she's like, what would be funny right now? And I was like, it'd be funny if you looked over here and he said, do you have a wife or a girlfriend? And then I'd be like, I don't know, we're trying to decide that right now. And so when he left, I was like, I'm sorry. She's like, I totally get it. We talked, and she started saying things that were explaining where these fears were coming from, and it was like we communicated about it rather than just like running from it, and it was amazing. 3 weeks later, we were going to get a coffee, and I walked in first, and then she walked in, and sitting right there was Philip Seymour Hoffman. And she was like, "You gotta say something." And I was like, "I don't say anything. What am I gonna say? Last time was so weird." And she was like, "Say something." And I was like, "No, I'm going to tinkle." And I went into the bathroom. It was 20 seconds, and I washed my hands, and I walked out, and I don't know what happened in that time, but when I walked out, she was standing arm in arm with Philip Seymour Hoffman. And whatever friendship they have, she has all the status. He's like, and she's like, "Go ahead, say what we talked about," and like pushes him forward. And he looks at me, and he's like, I heard that you're a fan of my work. And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "And I just want to say that I hope that you two find love." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And then he went and sat down. I was like, "What'd you say?" She's like, "I went up to him and I said that my boyfriend's an actor and I broke up with him once because I didn't want him to be. And then I got back together and you're his favorite actor, and maybe if he goes to talk to you, maybe you'll forgive me." And I was like, "That's really sweet." Then she's like, "And Kevin, now he knows your name." And I was like, "That's really cool, you know?" And then we drank our coffee and we left, and she said, "Bye, Phil." And he said, "Bye, Rachel. Bye, Keith."